But he has put country first, and I'm pleased with his decision.
Democrat Chris Murphy of Connecticut says it's good for democracy, but
who comes next? It could get worse.
Other allies of President-elect Trump say they're disappointed. Adding Gates could have helped reform the Department of Justice. The House is at odds over whether to release a report from an ethics investigation into Gates that looks into allegations of sexual misconduct and illicit drug use.
Fox's Ryan Schmel is on Capitol Hill. Gates has denied any wrongdoing, pointing to a previous Justice Department probe that ended with no charges. He has not said whether he'll change his mind about resigning his Florida congressional seat. In a Truth Social post, the president-elect says Gates has a wonderful future. The transition team emphasizing Gates made the decision to drop out on his own. Russia's president says he used a new missile on Ukraine, with a warning for the U.S.
President Vladimir Putin says this new missile, codenamed Oreshnik, is Russia's response to what he calls Western aggression. After getting permission in the last week, Ukraine's now using British and American long-range missiles against targets inside Russia. President Putin warned Oreshnik could also be used against what he calls military objects of the US and UK, and boasted American air defense systems would not be able to stop it.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Meantime, the Biden administration slapping new sanctions on the largest remaining Russian bank that wasn't already sanctioned by the U.S., also moving to forgive more than $4 billion in U.S. loans to Ukraine. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Not done with it yet. Snow continues to fall as it has been all day. Currently 32 downtown. And it's going to stay about that cold tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. It's the first snow of the season today, and it's just going to keep on racking up. Some areas could get about 3 inches of accumulation, says forecaster Randy Bowers.
Really, that corridor from, say, Lafayette and Kokomo, Crawfordsville, and then southward towards portions of Indianapolis, and then eastward over towards Rushville, Greensburg, and then to the Ohio state line. That corridor will probably see the highest accumulations.
If you're wondering when this snow is going to stop, Bowers says it should clear up by tonight, but some areas could still be getting it as early as Friday morning. The top brass of the Indiana National Guard says they're ready to help with possible mass deportations. Kurt Darling reports.
You've heard it from President-elect Donald Trump.
Drug dealers, criminals, gang members coming into our country.
And he wants them out if they're here illegally. Adjutant General Dale Lyles with the Indiana National Guard told reporters on Wednesday that if given the order by Trump to help with deportations, they are trained and prepared to help carry out such operations. But he made it clear that they work first and foremost for Indiana's governor. Kirk Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Department of Agriculture sent out money to communities across the state in order to help people get healthy food. Jenny Moffitt is with the department.
So we've already invested $1 billion through this program. And from that, over $12 million has gone to the state of Indiana.
She says if you'd like to find a food pantry in your area to get some food, give 211 a call. And no matter your background or skill level, Indiana leaders want you to know there's a place for you in agriculture. Here's Ryan Hedrick.
That is the message in a new campaign started by Future Farmers of America, which you've probably heard them referred to as FFA. The initiative is called Grow With Us.
We are seeing people from scientists to people working with technology. They might not have ever seen a farm, and they're now working in the field of agriculture.
Ambra Tenery is with FFA. She says the best part about the campaign is the website, which is easy to remember. It's called Grow With Us. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
Pat Sullivan here for Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. Thanksgiving is next week, and did you know it's late? I mean, really late. As late as it can be. So why wait until Black Friday to start decorating? Fresh Christmas trees and greens have arrived. Porch pots are 20% off. Shop early for the best selection. Speaking of selection, how about checking out one of the largest selections of artificial Christmas trees in the state? 140 trees ranging from 2 to 14 foot tall, all priced before Christmas at 30% off. Now for a little bit of fun at our Keystone store and Allisonville store, we'll be tapping the 2024 Sullivan Express All Aboard Ale brewed by Beer Brewery. Yes, we'll have beer samples along with gourmet food samples all weekend long. Grilling out for Thanksgiving? How about 20% off any grill accessory? Shop, play, experience. Christmas with Sullivan's.
With traffic on the 5s at 3:05. Good afternoon, Matt Bear. Matt, have we lost you? Have we lost him in the snow? Oh, there he is.
Here we
Hello,
are.
Matt.
Sorry, it was snowing in the traffic center. Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic from Tibbs Avenue into the South Split. Northbound 465 on the east side a little bit slow. East 56th Street to 75th. And traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. It's Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale. Get matched with your perfect bed and save up to $700 on a wide selection of quality mattresses. See store for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Stay safe out there, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Light snow here this morning. Heavier snow mid to late afternoon. Could pick up 1 to 2 inches of snowfall for the evening drive. A high of 35. Will dry out, mostly cloudy overnight, a low of 30. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey, 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Woke up to some snow this morning. Got some more snow this afternoon. We are keeping an eye on all of it for you. We got Marcus Bailey, meteorologist from Wish TV, coming on with us here pretty soon to get you home safe, along with Matt Bear in traffic. Hammer, you woke up this morning. How'd you do out there? How was it? I didn't have to drive far. Just dropped the kids off at school. You had to go a little bit further.
So we're teaching our youngest to drive, right?
Oh,
He's got his learner's permit. He's, pretty close to taking the test. He's got his hours in.
Gotcha.
But in December, he's going to go to the license branch. But today, remember when we were all kids growing up, you probably learned how to swim by having your dad or somebody just throw your ass in the deep end and say, get out.
Don't tell me. The old man made his son get behind the wheel in a snowstorm.
Damn right we did. And he did pretty good.
Okay.
Did pretty good. There was a little issue of this morning. The snow's coming out pretty hard near the south side, so you couldn't see the lines in the road.
Oh, poor guy.
So the poor kid was like, swerving a little bit, taking up 2 lanes. So was like, nah, got to pick a lane, kid. Let's go. But for the most part, man, he did really well. I cannot say the same for the other motorists that were out this morning.
Okay. Well, good for Chris.
It was Jake.
I'm sorry, Jake.
Yes.
Sorry, Jake.
But I know Matt Bear's hands were full this morning, and we're going to lean on him pretty heavy this afternoon. We're expecting another, couple of inches? Is that what they said?
I thought I heard Harrison Silcox say up to 3 by 5 o'clock, 5 or 6 o'clock.
Man.
Crazy. At least a couple right now.
All right. We'll get Marcus Bailey on the phone here in about an hour, and we'll find out what the latest is. Big news. Matt Gaetz has removed himself from the Attorney General's race, Nige.
Yeah, Florida House member that actually resigned from the House, and flamethrower. Got Kevin McCarthy, the original Republican House Speaker, removed. And look, there's a couple things you need to know about this. One, he was involved in some shenanigans, alleged torrid sexual shenanigans, possibly involving underage, but the Department of Justice under Joe Biden, Merrick Garland, decided not to press charges. They're like, yeah, there's nothing here. But go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I keep seeing all the trolls come out on social media, right? But don't you think if they had legitimate evidence that Matt Gaetz was doing unsavory things with underage girls, it would have been brought out by now?
Well, it's out by now. I mean, look, there's a document that was leaked from the Department of Justice, one document that their investigation, which, again, no charges brought, it's over, it's done with, but a document was leaked that shows kind of a web of payments to people and some of Gaetz' associates, one of which is in jail for trafficking. And then number 2, there's currently a House Ethics Committee investigation going on, but their jurisdiction ends if he steps down from his gig in the House, also his possible role as Attorney General. So I think there's something that he doesn't want to get out there. There's something in that report that he didn't want out there. He denies it all. Again, Merrick Garland and, as you pointed out, Biden's Department of Justice, if they would have found anything, they would have went ahead with charging him with something. But man, there's something. I think there's something in this committee thing, this ethics committee, that he didn't, like all the other senators were like, who have to confirm him, are like, hey, listen, maybe not.
And let's be honest, Matt Gaetz has burned a lot of bridges, even in his own party. There are some folks that did not like what he did to Kevin McCarthy. So it was a long shot for him to be confirmed anyway. I remember being on this show when we found out he was Donald Trump's nominee for this position. I told everybody, I don't think he's going to get the gig because he's ticked off too many Republicans. It's not the Democrats, it's the Republicans that are keeping Matt Gaetz away. But you're right, it does sound like by him removing himself, and the excuse that he gave was, I don't want to be viewed as a distraction. Well, since when? Matt Gaetz has always
Good point.
loved being the distraction, right? So you're right, there's probably something there that he's like, you know what? I'm out. Now, the other high-profile Donald Trump cabinet pick was Pete Hegseth for Defense Secretary. He is one of the hosts of Fox and Friends on the weekends, but he's also
military guy.
Yeah, just a badass in the military. He addressed the media at Capitol Hill today because there's a report being leaked out that he was involved in a sexual assault. Now, Hegseth will come out and say that he's been completely cleared. This was fully investigated. Yeah. But the Washington Post, the New York Times, and a lot of your favorite left-leaning media outlets, they're trying to give him the Kavanaugh treatment, if that makes sense.
Oh, boy, the Kavanaugh treatment. Yeah, well, I mean, look, Kavanaugh, those were allegations from like 30 years ago, and they didn't make sense. And nobody ever bought it. And Kavanaugh has his seat. But the Democrats tried their damnedest to get him out of it. They're doing the same thing here. If it's like, if they can't beat you by any way else, just accuse you of sexual assault. And that's
on the playbook, man. That's what they do.
And this was a police investigation that was conducted. It was closed, and there was a non-disclosure agreement that was arranged. Again, the optics, yes, I understand. They look kind of bad. But it is what it is. And they're trying to, it's the playbook.
If he has not been charged, if he did not break the law, why does anybody care who he has sex with, as long as it was consensual?
And who was leaking this stuff out, from Gaetz and that document from the Department of Justice to this police report that's out there now with Hegseth? Who are the people that are behind this?
Again, if I had to put money down on it, I'm saying it's Republicans. There are enough Republicans that don't like Donald Trump, certainly don't like Matt Gaetz. Now, I don't know about Pete Hegseth, but if they can kind of make a back alley deal, like something you'd see on House of Cards, where they meet, somewhere in Washington, sit there at a park bench for a little bit, exchange a little dirt, that could happen, man.
Little bait and switch, maybe?
Absolutely. Again, Hegseth says he was completely cleared, and we'll see what happens here. One more piece of legal news here. Did not see this coming. The Illinois Supreme Court overturned Jussie Smollett's 2019 conviction today. Remember, Jussie Smollett was on some TV show, and then he faked a hate crime against himself.
Yes.
He hired two guys from another country that were brothers to rough him up. He claims there was a noose and bleach. They were wearing MAGA hats. In the middle of the night in the winter. This is MAGA country. In Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because last time I checked, in the middle of a polar vortex in Chicago, right. That's not MAGA country. But it's technically a technicality, I guess. The court found that the actor had his rights violated by a special prosecutor's decision to try him after initial charges against him were previously dropped. So it's not because he didn't do it. He clearly faked a hate crime against himself.
Clearly.
It's a little legal stuff situation. So with that being said, let's take a trip down memory lane.
Please.
Great moments in making fun of Jussie Smollett history. Here at an award show was Chris Rock.
I guess I got to present an award. They said no Jussie Smollett jokes. Yeah, I know. What a waste of light skin, you know? You know what? I I could do with that light skin, that curly hair, my career would be out of here. Running Hollywood. What the hell was he thinking? From now on, I ain't never gonna know you're Jesse from now on. You don't even get the you no more. That you was respect. You ain't getting no respect from me.
Great moments in making fun of Jussie Smollett history. I believe this was on The Tonight Show, comedian Tracy Morgan.
Come on, first of all, racist people don't be jumping nobody in the polar vortex.
You're saying it's too cold?
Yeah, man, racists don't be watching Empire, man. It's too cold. They say we be racist in the spring.
Again, polar vortex in Chicago, 2 o'clock in the morning. That's not MAGA country. And last but not least, great moments in making fun of Jussie Smollett history. This was the judge in his trial. Here is 60 seconds of the judge roasting Jussie.
You're just a charlatan pretending to be a victim of a hate crime. You've embarrassed your valuable friends in high places, the elected public officials, people in the media. You've embarrassed them. You have to live with that. I don't know if those relationships can be repaired. You've become toxic in your own workplace. Your career future is uncertain at very best. It was really on a rocket ship to success, and now you've turned yourself into riches to rags, and it's so unfortunate. Your very name has become an adverb for lying. And I cannot imagine what could be worse than that. People talk about situations where somebody's lying and trying to manipulate and maneuver a story, and your name comes up as, pulling a Jussie, something like that. That's awful.
Good God.
You're the butt of jokes.
Judge?
Comedians, mainstream talk show hosts, they make jokes about you. They do sketches about you. I can't imagine anything worse than that. No, this is all self-inflicted. These are things you did to yourself.
Wow. That wasn't, like somebody on Comedy Central. That wasn't Tony Hinchcliffe. That was the judge in his trial. All right, Matt Bear, how are we looking so far?
Eastbound 70 is stop and go traffic. Belmont into the south split, 6-minute delay. And right now, inbound 65 also has volume 21st to Meridian Penn. That's stop and go. Looking at the south side, eastbound 465 loaded up from Kentucky Avenue over to Man Road. Snow is coming down pretty good right now. Make sure to turn your headlights on, please. Traffic sponsored by November 21st Fuel Day from Circle K. Say 40 cents per gallon at Circle K Fuel Day pop-up today, November 21st from 4 to 7 p.m. Plus save on other special deals all day in store. Look for Circle K on the pumps to save 40 cents per gallon today. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
31 and snow right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. So we got a short show today. We are off at 5:30 because we have IU basketball pregame. Don Fisher of the Hoosiers will join us in a little bit.
And so great, we get to drive home with everybody else in this crap. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
Okay.
But Fish will join us. Rob Kendall off the rails will be at 5 o'clock today. And coming up next, though, if you missed the CMA Awards last night, we've got somewhat of an update for you. Some good audio. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Spots on the roads that people will need to be aware of.
93 WIBC.
Winter weather advisory.
Hear the news.
President-elect Donald Trump wants to crack down on illegal immigration.
Mainly those who are affiliated with gangs, drug cartels, and other crimes. Soldiers with the Indiana National Guard are ready to assist.
Another news update is minutes away.
Murder and criminal recklessness. 13-year-old boy in Johnson County for the charge of murder may be charged as an adult.
93 WIBC Mobile News.
BW HVAC Plumbing and Electrical is here to make the fall cozy, comfortable, and hassle-free. Go to bplusw.com/radio to schedule your appointment today. B&W is your independent American Standard Air dealer.
Your business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good?
Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break room, you good?
Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet, Security Edge, and Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Mobile Unlimited. Plus, for a limited time, find out how to get an $800 holiday bonus prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online to ComcastBusiness.com today. Ins 12/15/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, Security Edge, and Connection Pro. EcoBill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
If you're looking for a deal that can't be beat, get over to the friendliest folks you'll ever meet at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield with Black Friday deals running all month long. Now's the time to save big or let them come to you. With Ford Mobile Service, expert maintenance is just a call away, so you can put more time back in your day. Get it, Andy Moore? More time? Schedule your service easily through the Ford Pass app and get oil changes, tire rotations, and more right at your doorstep. And check out the selection. Head down to Andy Moore Ford and explore top picks like the rugged Ford Bronco and the all-electric F-150 Lightning. Trust me on the Lightning. These things are fantastic. Seating for up to 5, intelligent backup power, onboard power for all your tools and gear. This all-electric truck is built for adventure, work, and everything in between. Shop Black Friday deals now at AndyMooreFord.com. That's Andy Moore Ford, M-O-H-R. AndyMooreFord.com.
Discover cancer care that empowers you at Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center by offering the expert, compassionate care you need.
When I was at my lowest, I would have 2 or 3 nurses come in to give me a pep talk, telling me it's okay to feel this way. It's normal, but you have us to support you and you will get through this.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/cancer.
I've been a loyal Window Nation customer for a number of years now, been saving money on my energy bills. In fact, experts are saying heating costs are going to increase up to 23% this winter, and that's why you need Window Nation windows, which, by the way, are 50% off.
I'm a Window Nation customer, and with this deal, you can be a Window Nation customer. 0% interest for 5 years, but you got to hustle. This deal ends November 30th. 866-90-NATION. Call today or go to windownation.com.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
21-time nominated Grammy Award winner Dwight Yoakam. The Cosmic Roundup and Rodeo Tour. June 5th, Everwise Amphitheater at White River State Park. With special guest, the Mavericks. On sale Friday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Dwight Yoakam Live.
B's offering our Black Friday sale. 52% off, plus 10% manufacturer rebates, and 18 months, no interest, no payments.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, designers of fine jewelry.
Don't watch it, pervert! You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
You mind putting on some pants? I find it a little weird I have to ask twice.
On 93 WIBC.
The Cambridge Dictionary. People still use dictionaries?
I read it on the can.
You got it sitting up there on the tank?
I do.
Behind you?
There's a squatty potty here in the office, and then there's a Cambridge Dictionary.
Okay.
I believe they're community.
Okay. Let's move on. The Cambridge Dictionary has announced their word of the year for 2024. That word of the year, Hammer? Manifest.
Manifest. Not manscape, but manifest.
Would you like to... What is manscape?
Well, that's
that came in at number 2, I believe.
Yeah, manscape is where you're a dude and you're cleaning up the pubes. Right? I mean, it is what it is.
Boy, we are out of the gate here at this segment.
You asked me what it was, and I told you in a very professional manner that's what manscaping is.
There is also another reference in there, too. Wow. Anyway, popularized by celebrities is Dua.
Kurt, please help Nigel out.
Dua Lipa.
Oh, yeah, Dua Lipa. That's what I said. Manifest refers to the practice of using methods such as visualization and affirmation to help you imagine achieving something you want in the belief that doing so will make it more likely to happen. That is the
I
word
fell
of
asleep
the
halfway
year.
through you reading that.
I barely was able to stay awake reading it.
You know, actually, we were joking earlier about Manscaped coming in at number 2, which is not the case. But this actually was what the second choice was. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
True international under pressure.
True international under pressure.
You suckered me in. I thought you did have the one that came in second for the word of the year.
See, you thought I was taking the high road on a pube joke, and it's a misdirection into a Joe Biden joke. It's a comedy machine over here, my friends. CMA Awards last night.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of these? Did your
No.
wife watch any of these?
No. God, no.
Kurt, you're a kind of a hillbilly. Did you watch any of the CMA Awards?
I didn't. I totally forgot they were on.
Kurt Gerald's filling in for producer Allison today. So I guess last night, while announcing the winner for the Entertainer of the Year, Jeff Bridges accidentally called Morgan Wallen Morgan Whaling.
Oh, no.
Check out the announcement here.
And the CMA Award for Entertainer of the Year goes to Morgan Whalen.
I thought I heard Whalen, not whaling. Now it's Wallen, right?
Yeah. W-A-L-L-E-N.
Morgan Whaling.
Like Waylon Jennings almost.
I don't know that that's the most egregious thing I've ever heard on the award stage.
So what I'm hearing from you is you want to do great moments in wrong name history.
Oh, is there such a thing?
Well, there was a time where Samuel L. Jackson was doing an interview with a local TV station, and they got him confused with someone.
I tell you what, you working for Marvel, the Super Bowl commercial, did you get a lot of reaction to that Super Bowl commercial?
What Super Bowl commercial?
Oh, you know what? I've been my mistake.
See, you're as crazy as the people on Twitter.
Right.
I'm not Lawrence Fishburne.
That's my fault. I know that. That was my fault. My mistake. You know what?
We don't all look alike.
Thought he was Lawrence Fishburne. That's all. Great moments in wrong name history. Nige.
Yes.
What was the name of the bully in Weird Science?
Chet.
Yeah,
of course.
This is a Pershing missile chip.
It's Chet. My name is Chet. And I didn't think it was a whale's honey.
Great moments in wrong name history.
Oh, man.
So listen, all this talk about country music and Morgan Wallen and things like that kind of got us thinking here at the Hammer and Nigel show, what if we used our record label, Hammer and Nigel Records, and we dipped our toe into the country music market?
I love it.
I mean, if Beyonce can do it, we can do it. How about this new collection that's only going to be available on CD?
Just in time for Valentine's Day, now you can enjoy all the worst country love songs on one CD. You'll get all your favorites like Take Your Tongue Out My Mouth 'Cause I'm Kissing You Goodbye.
Take your tongue out my mouth 'cause I'm kissing you goodbye.
Okay.
And other hits like You're the Reason Our Kids Are So Ugly.
You're the reason our kids are so damn ugly.
I like it.
And Mama Get a Hammer, There's a Fly on Papa's Head.
Mama get a hammer, there's a fly on Papa's head.
Plus, everyone's favorite, I don't know whether to kill myself or go bowling.
Don't know whether to kill myself or go bowling.
Back now and you'll get this special bonus track, My Head Hurts, My Feet Stink, and I Don't Love You.
My head hurts, my feet stink, and I don't love you.
Yes, it's all the worst country love songs CD. Order yours today.
Oh, my God.
Kill Myself or Go Bowling is my personal favorite.
Mine too.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Real stories with Helzberg.
I had
had the ring already. She had made it very clear what kind of ring she wanted.
Yep.
I pretended that I was going to kneel and picked up a pine cone instead of pulling out a ring.
What a jerk. But when I saw that ring, I was like, oh, he did good.
I really love Amy. I really, really genuinely love Amy.
I love you too.
At Helzberg, find the engagement ring worthy of your story. Designed with the love, care, and craft it deserves. Visit a Helzberg store or helzberg.com.
But Barkeep Vodka. If you have not tried Barkeep Vodka yet, you have no idea what you're missing. These guys are local, and they're using this new compression filtering process that kind of reduces the bite and the burn and the aftertaste. Smoothest vodka I've ever tasted, and a much better value than almost all the other top-shelf vodkas.
Switch to Barkeep because it's made in Indy and distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. These guys are all about local, and they truly have made a better product. We've had it. It's awesome. Pick up a bottle at Indiana grocery stores, liquor stores, or visit barkeepvodka.com for a list of locations.
In the fight against lung cancer, it's game on, game strong. Franciscan Health leads the way with robotic technology to find and treat cancer sooner. Our entire team of multidisciplinary experts let cancer know it's hard to play against us. Franciscan Health is changing the game for lung cancer patients. Schedule a consultation or second opinion today. Visit franciscanhealth.org/lungcancercare.
You might not consider yourself a tech expert, but you can still protect yourself from online scammers with McAfee Total Protection. From fake delivery text to bank alerts, scams are everywhere. That's where McAfee Total Protection steps in. McAfee will help keep your devices and identity safer and your private info private. Visit McAfee.com/online protection and get up to 79% off award-winning online protection. This Black Friday Cyber Monday deal won't last. Offer ends 12/4/24. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Still more to come. 32 degrees and snowy in the circle. The radar shows this snow's going to stick around for a bit. Low temps stay around freezing tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:33. The season's first snow fell this morning. Still falling now. Some parts of the state could wind up with 3 inches when it's all said and done, says Randy Powers with the National Weather Service.
Really, that corridor from, say, Lafayette and Kokomo, Crawfordsville, and then southward towards portions of Indianapolis, and then eastward over towards Rushville, Greensburg, and then to the Ohio state line. That corridor will probably see the highest accumulations.
Bauer says the snow should clear up by tonight. Some parts of the state could still have it falling by tomorrow morning. The Department of Agriculture sent out some money to communities in the state to help people get healthier food. Jenny Moffett is with the department.
So we've already invested $1 billion through this program. And from that, over $12 million has gone to the state of Indiana.
She says if you'd like to find a food pantry in your area to get the food, just dial 211. Matt Gaetz, if you haven't heard, withdrawing his nomination for Attorney General in President Trump's cabinet. Former Florida congressman is accused of having sex with a minor, and some Republican senators had already expressed their own concerns with Trump's selection. Gaetz has denied all the accusations. The new president also wants to crack down on illegal immigration. Kurt Darling reports the Indiana's National Guard appears ready to help.
President-elect Donald Trump campaigned on promises to carry out mass deportations of people in the U.S. illegally, mainly those who are affiliated with gangs, drug cartels, and other crime.
Cities that haven't been infected by this violence yet, they're petrified because it's coming to them also.
General Dale Lyles says his soldiers with the Indiana National Guard are ready to assist in such plans if the new president requests their help. Kirk Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And you probably know agriculture is a big deal in Indiana. The state is the 7th largest exporter of ag products in the country.
Agriculture supports directly almost 200,000 workers in Indiana, and it contributes $36 billion to our economy. And in order for that to continue, we need that next crop of young people.
Indiana Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch discussing the Grow With Us campaign, a joint effort by the Future Farmers of America and other partners to highlight the importance of the ag industry. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:35.
This winter, cozy up with a match made in cocoa heaven. Introducing Swiss Miss Schmallow, the perfect pairing of Schmallow, the original toasted marshmallow whiskey from Hotel Tango Distillery, and Swiss Miss Hot Cocoa. You've tried Schmallow before. Now Hotel Tango Distillery is taking it up a notch with this fantastic collaboration with Swiss Miss. Imagine rich, creamy cocoa swirling with a hint of toasted marshmallow warmth. It's a sip of comfort like no other. From cold weather gatherings to quiet nights in, Swiss Miss Schmallow is here to add a touch of sweet nostalgia with an adult twist. Warm up your season. Grab Swiss Miss Schmallow before it's gone. Find it at your local store and toast to the taste of winter. Swiss Miss Schmallow, where cozy meets a little bit of kick. Sip responsibly. Must be 21 or older to purchase alcohol. Available where fine spirits are sold. HotelTangoDistillery.com.
The traffic at 3:36. What's going on, Matt Bear?
All right, Harrison, big hit coming out of the North Split on eastbound 70. Crash eastbound 70 between the North Split and Rural Street. This is blocking 2 right lanes, stopping us through the North Split interchange onto southbound 65. That is now stop and go from 21st Street to the North Split. Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic before Belmont into the South Split, running at 10 minutes. South side eastbound 465 stop and go from 72 Kentucky Avenue, and on the south side, eastbound 465 dragging before 65 over to Emerson Avenue. Please turn on your headlights. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Don't miss the annual B Window Black Friday sale. Up to 52% off all products, plus 10% of manufacturer's rebates and no payments, no interest for 20 months. Now proud to be employee owned. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Light snow here this morning. Heavier snow mid to late afternoon. Could pick up 1 to 2 inches of snowfall for the evening drive. A high of 35. Will dry out, mostly cloudy overnight, a low of 30. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey, 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
He is the voice of the Indiana Hoosiers, and you can hear him call a game tonight right here at 93 WIBC as the IU basketball team is in action. Don Fisher. Fish. How's things going, man? Like, you seem like you're a busy guy these days.
Yeah, it's kind of busy right now. You got both football and basketball colliding in the month of November like it has been for the last several years now. So it's busy, but it's really fun, guys.
Yeah, like in the past, we've had conversations, and it feels like we would be already talking about the basketball program in week 4 or 5 of the football season. But that's not the case now. It's the epicenter of the college football universe this Saturday, the Horseshoe in Columbus, Ohio. Be honest, how fun is this ride right now?
Well, it's phenomenal for me. I've been here 52 years doing play-by-play for Indiana, and we had one era of great football in Indiana. That was under Bill Mallory back in the 80s and the early 90s. And then it all went away again. And we obviously had some struggles. We only had 3 winning seasons since 1994 up until this year. So that tells you really kind of all you need to know about how much problematic the football program has been. But under a new coach, a new program, a new culture, a new everything in the sense of what we're looking at in Indiana football, this has been a renaissance for this program, no question about it. And without doubt, the most fun thing about it is Indiana's unbeaten at 10-0 in the season.
And not only are the games fun, Fish, but when I'm out driving around and I've got you guys on the radio, I can tell you guys are having fun too. Like, you're kind of busting up on each other. I remember the Michigan State game. By the 4th quarter, you're making fun of how slow John Herrick is.
Well, we have had a lot of fun this year. Getting Buck Sewer back on the air with me after a 2-year hiatus in which he retired and then decided to come back after he met Coach Sig There's no doubt that Buck and I love having John with us, and we have so much fun in dealing with him because we give him so much crap. And he takes it really well, and it's a ball right now. I can just tell you that.
And he says nothing but nice things about you. He says you drive perfectly, and there are no problems when you drive.
Well, I'm glad that white knuckle that he has on the side of the car as we're driving down the highway doesn't bother him a bit. I'm really glad about that.
Hey, Fish, tell me about, you mentioned Coach Signetti. I've only seen him on TV. Like, I've only heard sound bites. I see him, on the basketball court saying Purdue sucks in front of the fans. Talk about him as a person. Is he the same guy off the field as he is on TV and on the field?
He's very much the same guy. He doesn't change that personality at all. He's quirky a little bit, but he's so much fun to be around, and he's very direct with everything he says. And he's obviously a little hyperbole there when he talked about Purdue and Michigan and Ohio State all sucking. And he admits that. But he said, this program needed something to wake him up. And he said, I wanted to find out if they were dead or just asleep. And obviously he found out they were just asleep because, without question, this fan base is in love with him and the program at this point, which tells you all you need to know when it comes to the sold-out stadium that Indiana's had over the last 4 weeks.
And I know Indiana in the past, some would say they've rushed to extend coaches after one good year, but it feels like this is different because, as Sig would say, Google him. He's won everywhere he's been, and I think there's a lot of IU fans that were concerned that after this year, some big SEC program with a lot of NIL money where football is the biggest sport in the world would try to scoop him up, but IU extended him. How big of a deal was that?
It's huge. There's no question about that. I think we were all a little bit concerned about the success that he was having and the fact that there are a lot of teams out there that are looking for a new guy that can revamp their program. And some of those SEC programs are their ones we're talking about. Although those SEC programs right now are talking nothing but crap about Indiana because the Hoosiers are in that 5 spot in the CFP. So without doubt, that's the most fun I'm having right now, listening to those guys bellyache about the fact that it's not all SEC involved. So, but no, here's the thing: getting him to sign this deal, and he wasn't coerced into do it. He was talked to by Scott Dolson about 4 or 5 weeks into the season, saying, "Look, we know what you've got here. We know what you're doing. We've seen how you go about your business. We want to keep you," and that's exactly what they decided to do. That's exactly what Sig signed up for. And at 63 years of age, this guy is still very much in his prime as a head football coach. He's never had a losing season. This is his 14th year without ever having a losing season as a head coach. And I believe that he is going to turn this program around, and it will be stationary in that sense. It'll be consistent with the winning, which we haven't had since the Maurer era.
What has been the atmosphere like inside the stadium? Because there have been a lot of folks that have gone to IU football games and tailgated and partied outside and grilled out, but maybe never have made it inside the stadium. And that was a problem for a while. How is it now?
It's nowhere near what it used to be. I can just tell you that. The biggest problem, and here's the thing, it started in the very first game of this season. You could tell that there was that same atmosphere in Bloomington and the same atmosphere in the Hoosier Nation about football. And we had about 34,000 fans in that first ball game, and by halftime they were all gone. And I don't mean all, but generally speaking, all of those fans had left, especially the student body. And when that team came out the second half, they didn't play the same way. They didn't have the same energy. And the reason they didn't, they couldn't believe that they're up 21-7 at halftime and nobody's in the stands after leading by 2 touchdowns going into the second half. And then, of course, after that, the game at UCLA, I think, changed the whole complexion of this season because they went on the road for the first time and beat UCLA badly, and they came back home, and you could just tell there was a buzz of real belief that this team had a chance to be pretty good. The Maryland game, the next game, Sig sends out a social media post on Friday and says, "We need you here Saturday. You can study some other time. You can go drinking some other time." But he said, We need you in the stands for 3 hours on Saturday. Then you can do whatever you want. And that's a social post he put out there. The students came, and they stayed for the whole ball game. The crowd was tremendous, and that wasn't a sellout that game, but it was probably around 40,000. And now all of a sudden you've got those kinds of crowds, 53,000 plus every ball game.
Chatting with Don Fisher, the voice of the Hoosiers. Basketball tonight here on 93 WIBC, Hoosier basketball. We'll talk a little hoop here in just a second, but preview this big Ohio State game this Saturday. Noon kickoff, game days there. Fox is broadcasting from there. Odds makers in Las Vegas don't seem to believe in Indiana too much here. Give us a little breakdown, Fish.
Well, I think there's no question if you look at the two teams and the talent level of the two teams that Ohio State's going to be favored. I mean, Ohio State has one of the best teams from a talent perspective in the country, and that's been shown for years now. So there's no question there's a difference in the talent level of play. The difference for Indiana is that this team believes in itself. They've proven that they can play against the best, at least in the Michigan perspective, because Michigan had that same kind of talent level on in their program 2 weeks ago. So I, in my opinion, the big key here will be who wants it more and who plays the best football. There will be one surprise for me if, in fact, there is any surprise in this ball game, and that's only if Indiana doesn't play well, because I believe they're going to do exactly that.
Don Fisher, voice of the Hoosiers here on the Hammer and Nigel Show. Finally, Fish, before we let you go, we talked about the Indiana football Hoosiers. Let's talk about the basketball team. What can Hoosier fans expect from this team? We have a game tonight. Pre-game starts at 5:30 right here on 93 WIBC. What can Hoosier fans expect from this basketball team tonight?
Well, they played pretty well in their first three ball games of the season. I think they'll win going away tonight against this North Carolina Greensboro ball club. They're just a mid-major. Not that that's not a knock on them. It's just the fact that they're a mid-major. They don't have the same talent level as Indiana does. And the one thing we have seen this year that Mike Woodson was able to go to the transfer portal and pull out a bunch of guys that are pretty doggone good basketball players. And the big question mark is how will they sustain it through the season, and can they sustain it with good chemistry throughout and become a contender for the Big Ten championship? We'll find out more about that next week when Indiana goes to the Bahamas and plays 3 games down there. The first one against Louisville, the second one against either West Virginia or Gonzaga, and then whoever they play in the championship. That's going to be the toughest competition they've faced up to this point. We're going to find out a lot about this basketball team in another week.
Are they shooting the ball better, Fish?
They did in the ball game this past week. They shot 88 of 17 from the three-point line. They've been shooting well over 50% in every game that they played. Now, I'm just talking about from a total field goal percentage standpoint. But they are shooting the three-point ball a little bit better so far. Their free throw shooting looks better. And there's little question that they've got enough tools out there from a standpoint of depth and all those kinds of things to be a ball club that should contend for the Big Ten championship. But again, it's all got to stay with that chemistry and see how they perform against some adverse situations, especially coming up next week.
He will be behind the mic for the biggest game in college football this Saturday, the Hoosiers at the Buckeyes, and he's got the call tonight for IU basketball here on WIBC. The voice of the Hoosiers is Don Fisher. Fish, we appreciate the time, my friend. Have a great broadcast tonight.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it. See ya.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
You've got a Pepto predicament, moviegoer.
Hey, I can hear your stomach grumbling.
Sorry, I ate that entire tub of popcorn with extra butter.
You overdid it, and now your movie has turned into a blockbuster bellyache. Undo it with Pepto.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto Chewables provide fast 5-symptom relief, so you can focus on the action on the big screen instead of in your stomach. When you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Man, oh man, I love my Galaxy concrete garage floor. Galaxy came in as little as a day. They put a new coating over my old cracked garage floor. I don't even recognize it. It's sturdy, 4 times as strong. It's not slippery. They don't use epoxy. Don't worry about that. That's the old stuff. They use polyurea, which is much better than epoxy. That's the new kind of the premium new standard for coatings. My new Galaxy concrete garage floor is out of this world. Yours will be too. For your basements, pool decks, any indoor-outdoor concrete, call Galaxy Concrete Coatings, 751-9070 or galaxyconcretecoatings.com.
Hey, y'all, it's Mindy Winkler. Transitions Indy's FDA-approved laser treatments and PRP work. No more hair extensions damaging my hair. Thanks to Transitions, I have thicker, longer, beautiful hair again. And they've helped my husband Bob with his thinning hair. If your hair is thinning, don't wait. Call Transitions right now, 317-522-2991. And here's why. You can lose up to 50% of your hair before you even notice it. Will Sadler, Clinic Director of Transitions, can help you.
Transitions Indy has over 20 years of experience restoring hair. We will find the solutions that will work for you. Clients can see results in as little as 3 months.
Transitions has the latest technology for men and women. So go to transitionsindy.com or call 317-522-2991. That's 317-522-2991 for a free hair and scalp analysis and get 2 weeks of treatments free. Take it from me. Don't wait.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou, a term provider, 800-444-9336. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-444-9336. That's 800-444-9336. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-444-9336.
Hey, holiday shoppers, got a no-brainer gift idea for you. It always fits. It's super useful, and best of all, it's just $50, plus you get 2 for the price of 1. I'm talking about a classic membership with AAA Hoosier Motor Club. AAA has bailed me out so many times. I've been broken down on the side of the road. I've had my car battery die on me, flat tires. AAA is there getting me back on the road ASAP right now. You can get 2 memberships for the price of 1.
And that comes with roadside assistance, 24/7, 365. Get that peace of mind knowing your loved ones are safe out on the road. Plus, travel discounts, complimentary travel planning, and you can also get info on auto, home, life insurance. All you got to do is visit AAA.com/radio to get this deal. AAA.com/radio or stop by a local AAA office. 2 memberships for just $50. Give that gift right now.
Looking for the hottest trends in jewelry this year? Come to Pierce Jewelers and see their Love to Love collection in lab-grown diamond jewelry. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Are you worried your furnace isn't ready? Fear not at B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical. Visit bplusw.com/radio where your comfort is their priority. B&W is your independent American Standard air dealer.
B's offering our Black Friday sale, 52% off, plus 10% manufacturer rebates and 18 months, no interest, no payments.
Proud to be an employee of. Woo! All right. Bear, what are we looking at?
Southbound 65, stop and go traffic MLK to the north split for a 14-minute delay. Eastbound 70 grinds after Tibbs into the south split. Eastbound 465 on the north side, stop and go traffic from Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Don't miss the annual B Window Black Friday sale. Up to 52% off all products plus 10% in manufacturer's rebates and no payments, no interest for 20 months. Now proud to be employee owned. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
31 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, and more heavy snow on the way here, Nige.
Boy. And you and I get to enjoy every minute of it because at 5:30 IU basketball.
Correct.
Pre-game comes on. And by the way, Don Fisher, 50-plus years as the voice of the Hoosiers.
And he sounds great.
Incredible. We just had him on. If you missed it, it's going to be on the Hammer and Nigel podcast. Just go check it out, WIBC.com or wherever you get your podcast. But that guy is amazing. I mean, I'm awestruck, starstruck when we get him on the phone, man.
Dude, he's an Indiana institution, no doubt about it. And another Indiana institution is going to be Marcus Bailey.
Yes.
He is going to call in
no joke
here in just about 10 minutes and kind of give us a timeline of when the real heavy stuff is going to come down. Quote, I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for a while. Well, a while is almost here.
Here it is.
So get ready, Bal, as Joe Biden once said. And Marcus Bailey will join us with the timeline of what you need to know next.
In a divorce, it's important to have a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell, a domestic litigation and family law firm. We champion your rights as an individual and your role as a parent, taking an aggressive approach in court while leveling the legal playing field in domestic matters. That's what a champion does. That's what Cordell & Cordell can do for you. Visit us at CordellCordell.com.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I exclusively use American Standard equipment to heat my home in the winter and to cool my home in the summer. Here is Hammer to tell you about one of those amazing, independent, Central Indiana American Standard dealers.
How about Family Heating and Air, the Morris family and their staff ready to help you out this fall and into the winter. You could call Rachel, Marcus, or Malia today to make sure that furnace is safe and ready to go for when that cold weather starts to move in. Family Heating and Air always encourages you to call them for a free second opinion if you've already got a quote from somebody else. If something seems a little off about your quote, call Family because nobody takes care of you like family. 317-577-8077. Family Heating and Air, 577-8077. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
Dedicates time to understanding your needs. At CenterWell Senior Primary Care, doctors make one-on-one time with you a priority so you can get all your questions answered and feel more confident in your health care. See how it feels to have a team of senior care experts working together to help you feel your best. CenterWell, it's about time. Schedule a tour today at meetcenterwell.com. That's meetcenterwell.com.
At Shane Company, we want you to be the holiday hero. We have so many ways to create unique, fine jewelry gifts. Give a ring or necklace with their favorite gemstone like amethyst or peachy morganite, one to match their eyes, or even pick out their favorite team colors. Customize our North Star charm with the gemstone of your choice for a reminder to follow their own path. Or create a personalized piece with zodiac, birthstone, and diamond letter charms. Visit us in store and shop online at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
You've got a Pepto predicament, moviegoer.
Hey, I can hear your stomach grumbling.
Sorry, I ate that entire tub of popcorn with extra butter.
You overdid it, and now your movie has turned into a blockbuster bellyache. Undo it with Pepto.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto Chewables provide fast 5-symptom relief, so you can focus on the action on the big screen instead of in your stomach. When you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. For the last 97 years, we've offered Central Indiana the best mattresses at the best price with free delivery and interest-free financing. Now through Monday, save up to $800 on Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Nectar mattresses, plus queen mattresses start at $399. The Back to Sleep sale is going on now through Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Denny Smith here for Sundown Gardens. Sundown Gardens has everything you need for the holidays. The greenhouse is now fully stocked with high-quality fresh-cut trees, live wreaths, garland, porch greenery, and more. Visit Miss Mary's gift shop for stunning displays of Christmas decorations. This Saturday and Sunday is the annual holiday open house. Shop both days and enjoy sales, samples, giveaways, and door prizes. Sundown Gardens is located on the corner of Spring Mill Road and 186th Street in Westfield. SundownGardens.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes, why a winter weather advisory is in effect for parts of Indiana, including right here. A Brinks security truck robbed in Indianapolis this morning. And in case you didn't already know, agriculture, it's a big deal in Indiana. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
Back to the drawing board for the Trump transition. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The president-elect, who's promising to overhaul the Justice Department, needs a new Attorney General nominee after former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz withdrew his name, posting the decision online.
Writing, there is no time to waste on a needlessly protracted Washington scuffle. Thus, I'll be withdrawing my name from consideration to serve as Attorney General. Trump's DOJ must be in place, ready to go day one. Trump added, quote, he was doing very well, but at the same time did not want to be a distraction for the administration, for which he has much respect.
Fox's Rich Edson. Gaetz resigned from Congress when he was nominated, effectively ending a House ethics probe. But some lawmakers are still pressing for the release of that panel's report on Gaetz, who did win re-election and has not said whether he would reconsider serving in the new Congress. The White House says it fundamentally rejects the decision of the International Criminal Court to issue arrest warrants for the Israeli Prime Minister and his former defense chief, accusing them of war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza.
Reported crimes in the wake of the October 7th Hamas attacks on Israel, like using starvation as warfare and directing attacks against civilians. Response from Israel was furious.
Fox's Greg Palka, the Israeli Prime Minister's office, calling the accusations absurd and false. White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre says there's no evidence that the ICC has no jurisdiction over the conflict. The ICC also issuing an arrest warrant for a Hamas leader Israel says was killed in an airstrike. Ukraine's president calls Russia's use of a new intermediate ballistic missile an obvious and serious escalation and violation of a UN charter. Russia's president warning the Kremlin believes it has the right to also use weapons against military facilities of countries that allow their weapons to be used by Ukraine on Russian facilities. Wall Street rallies, the Dow up 461 at the bell. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's not even winter yet. 32 degrees. Snow is falling on the circle. The radar shows it's not going to change here for a few more hours. Temps expected to stay put where they are tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. A winter weather advisory has been issued because of all this snow and the safety risks it brings.
We issue the winter weather advisory to sort of give notification to people that there could be some travel problems. In this case, again, not widespread travel problems, but just enough potential for accumulation on some of the roads that would cause some slick spots.
Randy Bowers at the National Weather Service says less traveled roads could give you plenty of trouble and be a little bit on the slicker side. This blowing and drifting snow could also make it hard to see. A Brinks security truck was robbed by two men around 8 this morning.
And that happened on Southeastern Avenue at a Chase Bank. I'm John Herrick. That's on the southeast side near Thompson and Franklin Roads. IMPD says both men drove off in a car with a third person, and that caused a chase. The car eventually crashed near South Arlington and Julian Avenues. Police say 2 of the 3 men have been caught. Irvington Community School Corporation was placed on lockdown, but that lockdown has since been lifted. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Department of Agriculture sent out some cash to communities in Indiana in order to help people get their hands on healthier food. Jenny Moffitt is with the department.
So we've already invested $1 billion through this program. And from that, over $12 million has gone to the state of Indiana.
She says if you'd like to find a food pantry in your area to get the food, just dial 211. And you've probably heard that agriculture is a big deal in Indiana. The state is the 7th largest exporter of ag products in the nation.
Agriculture supports directly almost 200,000 workers in Indiana, and it contributes $36 billion to our economy. And in order for that to continue, we need that next crop of young people.
Indiana Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch discussing the Grow With Us campaign. It's a joint effort by the Future Farmers of America and a few other partners to highlight the importance of agriculture and the agriculture industry. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
Here is Jiffy Lube of Indiana's COO, Lonnie Hinkle.
Lots of Hoosiers belong to unlimited car wash programs because they want their car to look great. At Jiffy Lube, we're here to help you make sure your car runs great. So to help take care of your car inside and out, Jiffy Lube is offering everyone who belongs to a monthly car wash program a $20 discount and a free tire rotation from now through the end of the year. Just point out your car wash sticker and we'll do the rest. My Jiffy Lube teams are maintenance experts. Our computer system provides all of the manufacturer's maintenance recommendations for every make and model of vehicle, so we know exactly what every car needs to operate at its best. Jiffy Lube is your trusted one-stop shop for all that your car needs to run well for many years. You never need an appointment, and we now offer brakes, tires, tune-ups, and minor repairs at most stores. So stop in on your way to the car wash, save $20, plus get a free tire rotation just for belonging to a monthly car wash program.
Jiffy Lube. Nobody does it better.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05, here's Matt Bear.
All right, Harrison, inbound 65 stop-and-go traffic from MLK to Meridian Penn with a 9-minute delay. Eastbound 70 sluggish from Tibbs Avenue into the South Split, 24-minute delay. Westbound 70 also stop-and-go coming out of the South Split out to Belmont. On the northwest side, northbound 465, slow roll 86th Street up to 865. It's a crash, Beach Grove, Elmwood Avenue at Emerson Avenue. Southwest side, southbound 465, stop-and-go traffic from I-70 over to the White River. If it's snowing where you're at, please turn your headlights on. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And Marcus Bailey with Wish TV is going to join Hammer and Nigel next. You'll have your forecast covered. I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
Hold on. If we're going to do this, we got to do it right.
Oh.
Kurt, hit the alert.
Oh,
I got to get the bread and milk.
Warning.
They said snow!
Weather alert.
I gotta get the bread and milk.
Snow is coming to Indy.
I gotta get the bread and milk! Oh my God!
It's been a little while since we've had to use the old bread and milk alert.
It sure has.
Marcus Bailey, meteorologist for Wish TV, joins us. Marcus, what are we looking at here?
Feels official now. I'm pumped up. Let's go.
There it is.
So we're in the thick of this next round. If you were listening yesterday, we kind of told you we were going to get kind of the 1-2 punch. Had just shy of 1.5 inches this morning. Didn't create too many problems on the roads as we expected. I'm looking at some of the NDOT cameras now, like even like the snowplow cameras that you can look online. Even up north of Indy, where it's been snowing a little bit longer and harder, the roads still seem to be okay. But I just got back from picking up my kids. Visibilities are not great right now. It's blustery. And so we're going to be kind of in the thick of this, I would say, between now and probably around 8 or 9 o'clock is when we'll start to really see this taper off. I think it'll lighten up a little bit before that. 8 or 9 is probably when we'll shut it down completely. But between now and, say, around probably 7 o'clock is when we'll probably have kind of this moderate snow, low visibility, mostly accumulating of another 1 to 2 inches on grassy areas. But it could be hard enough at times, you get a little burst, that you could get a little slushiness on the roads. Just, be aware of that if you're getting ready to be traveling over the next few hours.
Question here for you, Marcus, and this is from my 10-year-old, and I really didn't know the answer. I'm sure it's basic, and I kind of stumbled my way through the answer this morning, but we woke up this morning, saw all the snow on the grass and on the house, and it looked beautiful and Christmassy, but the streets were clear, the sidewalk was clear, and she goes, Dad, why isn't the snow on the sidewalks and the streets? And I go,
it's a good question.
Because it's warmer on the street.
No, you're right. You nailed it. You nailed it.
Did I nail it? Did I get? Because I was like, yeah, I guess it's just warmer on the street. But why? But she's like, well, why didn't it's not warm in the grass? I go, no,
eat your Pop-Tart.
Right.
Lucky Charms, actually.
Or watch cartoons. But no, you're right. The pavement runs warmer.
Of course.
And look, 2 days ago, guys, we were almost at 70 degrees. So the pavement's not going to cool off that quickly. You know, if we would have had this storm here probably 2 months from now, we're probably talking a different story here. Because I think when this is all said and done, the final totals are probably going to be somewhere around 2 to 3 inches of total snowfall accumulation. But it's not going to look like that because even the snow that we had on the grass this morning, at least in my backyard, a lot of it melted before this next round came in. So, I mean, the grass is standing tall. It's easy for it to stick there. Deeper down in the soil, it's still, you know, not frozen. But the pavement, you're right. The pavement is running warm, and because of that, it melts on contact. The only way that would be you could overcome that, and it is a possibility tonight, although I don't think it's going to be a huge issue, is if it snows hard enough, it can overcome the warm pavement and stick. I haven't seen that happen yet.
And that's where the problems come in.
That's where, I mean, well, I mean, look, you've got and you got more problems than just it sticking. If it's snowing that hard, I mean, your visibilities are like down to zero. You can't see anything. I mean, that's really, really coming down to overtake that warm pavement. So I don't think that's going to be a widespread issue. It could get slushy in some spots, and I think part of that is there's going to be a lot of people, you know, going slow on the roads as well. But I don't think it's going to be snowing that hard that it's going to be sticking on main highways here just because of that warm pavement.
All right, so between now and 7 is when the bulk of this is going to happen here. Take us through a timeline here, Marcus. What exactly are we looking at and how much?
All right, so you know, we're like I said, we're in the thick of it right now. We're going to continue with moderate snow, I'll call it, and there could be some very isolated or intermittent heavy bands between now and 7 o'clock. Low visibilities. It's going to stick. It is sticking right now on grassy areas. You could get a little bit of slushiness sticking on the road, so do be aware of that. I think it's a better chance of that tonight than this morning. When it's all said and done, probably an additional 1 to 2 inches out of this evening round that we're getting. And I think we kind of wrap everything up. We may have some flurries to around 8, 9, maybe even 10 o'clock. But once we get past that into the overnight, we should quiet things down for the overnight leading into tomorrow morning's commute.
And how long do you think this stuff is going to be on the ground? Like, are we going to have to walk through this slushy crap for a couple days, or is it going to melt pretty quickly?
I mean, I think it's going to make the yards muddy. I think it'll melt rather quickly because even though tomorrow's not going to be the prettiest of days, it's going to be kind of drizzly. It's going to be cloudy, but we're going to be in the mid-40s. That's like 10 degrees warmer than where we're at right now. And we already saw some melting a little bit here today. So a lot of that's probably going to melt tomorrow. If it's not completely gone tomorrow, I've got us near 50 degrees both Saturday and maybe even the mid-50s on Sunday. So if it's not gone tomorrow, it's certainly going to be gone on this weekend or even possibly into Monday with highs near 60 degrees. So not going to be sticking around long.
Do you have any idea, like for the IU game down in Bloomington?
Columbus.
Are we gonna see some, I'm sorry, in Columbus? I mean,
no.
you probably don't.
I know. I've been keeping an eye on that because I know a lot of people are going to make that trek down I-70. You know, it looks cool, but not horrible because that's a noon kickoff, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, the highs are going to be in the mid-40s probably in Columbus. So kickoff temperatures are probably going to be closer to 40. It doesn't look like exceptionally windy. It's not going to be super warm, but I don't think it's going to be nasty. You're not going to have like nasty wind, nasty rain or snow or anything like that. It's just going to be kind of a cool, November early afternoon in central Ohio, I think.
Now, I don't claim to be Marcus Bailey here. He's forgotten more weather information than I will ever know. But us gambling degenerates have been looking at that forecast for a while.
Oh, okay.
And, it seems like it's going to be all right for that game between the Hoosiers and Buckeyes. But tonight, for anybody that wants action on this Browns and Steelers game up in Cleveland, you're going to get snow and rain and 25-mile-an-hour winds, Marcus.
It is going to be awful up in Cleveland. I mean, it's like, I don't know if there's anything worse than cold rain and wind off the lake there.
I thought you were going to say there's nothing worse than Cleveland, which I was going to just agree with you.
Full stop.
Are those games fun to watch for us? I can't think. Sometimes they are, like the Buffalo game. Was that the Buffalo and the Colts?
Oh, when they had that big snow?
Yeah.
Are those fun to watch for us? I'm trying to decide in my head if I like watching those games or if they're just, it's like all running and just kind of crappy.
For two reasons, Nige, because one, I'm watching in the warmth of my house, and two, We'll never have to experience that in Indianapolis. God bless that roof on Lucas Oil Stadium.
Okay.
That's right. God bless that roof, because even if it's sunny and 81, that bad boy is going to be closed.
That is so true.
All right, Marcus, where can we get more information and the up-to-the-minute forecasts?
I'm updating on social media right now at Marcus Bailey on X and Marcus Bailey Weather on Facebook, and then, of course, always on our website, wishtv.com.
Marcus Bailey, meteorologist for Wish TV. Thank you so much. All right, Matt Bear, correct me if I'm wrong, but when snow is falling, especially when it's like one of the first snows in a while, it's very important to go 5 miles per hour in the fast lane and swerve. Do I have this correct?
Yeah, that's about it. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be in the fast lane, but yeah.
That's what I saw
5
this
miles
morning,
per hour
at
and
least.
swerve.
And turn your
good.
lights off.
Yeah,
lights off.
That's a good one too.
No turn signals.
Yes.
I believe it's against the law.
Yeah, all good. I'm writing these down right now. Looking at inbound 65, stop and go traffic from MLK down to the North Split for an 11-minute delay. Eastbound is 70 jammed up. Tibbs Avenue into Meridian, Illinois, 24-minute delay there. On the south side, eastbound 465, stop and go before 70 over to the White River and 31 over to Emerson Avenue. Westbound 70 right down, stop and go traffic out the south split to Harding Street. And on the north side, eastbound 465, stop and go Westfield Boulevard to Allisonville Road. Crash in Beech Grove, Elmwood Avenue is south. Emerson Avenue, and if it's snowing where you're at, please turn your lights on. Traffic sponsored by Staples Stores, your local Staples stores. Hot deals and super low prices throughout the store and everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Snow and 32 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. And right now we need 50, a big 50 people to jump to the WIBC YouTube and hit like. Hit that thumbs up. We got to get to 100. And if you could help us out a little bit, that'd be awesome. Just need 50 more. That's it, baby. Let's rock and roll. Is this anything? Next.
Spots on the roads that people will need to be aware of.
93 WIBC.
Winter weather advisory.
Hear the news.
President-elect Donald Trump wants to crack down on illegal immigration.
Mainly those who are affiliated with gangs, drug cartels, and other crimes. Soldiers with the Indiana National Guard are ready to assist.
Another news update is minutes away.
Murder and criminal recklessness. 13-year-old boy in Johnson County for the charge of murder may be charged as an adult.
93 WIBC Mobile News.
Listen to what Dee and Andrew in Noblesville had to say about my man, Mark Dietel, the only real estate expert I would trust with the sale of my home. Dee and Andrew write, we were done with the rat race and ready to live the dream of buying a camper and traveling west. We needed top cash from our home to make the dream work. Thankfully, we hired Mark Dietel, who delivered big time. Our home sold for our asking price in just 4 days on the market.
Mark Dietel is the only real estate agent that we trust and recommend here on the Hammer and Nigel show. And it's because of the guarantee. The guarantee is a game changer. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You pick your move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Call Mark Dietel today. 317-755-4232 or go to markdietel.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Your business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good?
Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break room, you good?
Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet, Security Edge, and Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Mobile Unlimited. Plus, for a limited time, find out how to get an $800 holiday bonus prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online to ComcastBusiness.com today. Ins 12/15/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, Security Edge, and Connection Pro. EcoBill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
This Christmas, as you're picking out gifts for loved ones, take a moment to think about the future gift you can give yourself. The gift of a secure retirement. Howard Bailey Financial is here to help you unwrap the possibilities of peace and confidence. With our free retirement toolkit, you'll get practical steps and insights to plan for the years ahead. From saving strategies to planning tips, this toolkit is like a financial compass for your future. And best of all, it's completely free to download. Don't wait until next year to start planning. Text GIFT to 888-262-1104. Download your free retirement toolkit and give yourself the gift of financial confidence this holiday season. That's GIFT to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Howard Bailey Security, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
You've got a Pepto predicament, moviegoer.
Hey, I can hear your stomach grumbling.
Sorry, I ate that entire tub of popcorn with extra butter.
You overdid it, and now your movie has turned into a blockbuster bellyache. Undo it with Pepto.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto chewables provide fast 5-symptom relief, so you can focus on the action on the big screen instead of in your stomach. When you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Dropping temperatures? B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical has you covered. Visit bplusw.com/radio today. B&W is your independent American Standard Air dealer.
B's offering our Black Friday sale. 52% off, plus 10% manufacturer rebates and 18 months, no interest, no payments. This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's full-service jewelry store.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Do it.
Big Nige, is this anything? Somebody in Boulder, Colorado put up at least 5 profane traffic signs demanding that people drive safer. But the police don't think it's very funny. They say the person could be charged with criminal tampering. Here's the Boulder police commander talking about the profane signs.
I'm guessing that it's a concerned citizen that is kind of fed up with some of the behavior they're seeing in their neighborhoods or in other neighborhoods. So, I definitely appreciate the gesture behind, I think, what they were intending to do. But like we said, it is a crime, and there's definitely other means that people could take to try to let us know of these behaviors.
And these signs, I was watching the news report, they aren't just like cardboard signs written in a Sharpie. These are real signs that have been produced. They look like road signs, but instead of saying, the speed limit, it says, slow the F down. Don't kill any kids today is another sign. Get off your damn phone is another sign. This is something for sure, because somebody took time out of their day to, I don't know how you make those kind of signs. I don't know where you would get that kind of quality. These are quality, regular, official-looking street signs, but happen to have profane sayings on them. Like by Traders Point Creamery on my way to Lafayette Road, on Moore Road sometimes, like when I'm taking my kids to the grandparents' house. It's all curvy right there, like tons of curves and stuff. I cross over 86th Street. I'm making my way to Lafayette Road, and somebody put up a bunch of signs kind of in the same vein. Like one says, slow the duck down. And there's images of ducks on the sign.
Sure.
And there's multiple signs with multiple different sayings like that.
Okay.
Hit me up on Twitter, on X, if you've seen those signs. You know what I'm talking about, at Hammer and Nigel, because I can only come up with the slow the duck down sign one, but they've got one with a fox on it with some saying with the similar to the F word.
Got it.
You got it.
Got
so
it.
I
Got
kind of
it.
like it. I like what this guy's doing.
I'm with you.
This
If you're
vigilante.
because the other signs clearly weren't effective. So somebody said, you know what? We're going to raise the stakes here a little bit. If the obey the speed limit sign wasn't working, how about slow the F down? All right.
That might work.
At first, when I heard this story, I thought it was like one of those electronic construction signs because people have hacked those before.
Yeah.
Somebody did a Hammer and Nigel beer sample Friday on one of them
saw that.
and sent it to us a while back. But
That was incredible. We could be arrested for that still. So they did like the zombie apocalypse is coming. Warning, zombie apocalypse is here or something like that. Yeah.
Is this anything? A new docu-series is coming out about Joe Francis, the Girls Gone Wild creator. It's coming out soon. Here's part of the trailer.
It was so shocking.
It blew my mind what Joe Francis was able to convince these young girls to do.
Joe Francis was everywhere.
He's hanging out with famous people. In the first 2 years, Girls Gone Wild made $20 million.
Girls were already pulling their tops off and flashing the jet as we were pulling in.
I never thought that would come back and haunt me for 20 years. I was too young to be taped.
I first realized that these girls were minors when I got arrested. Joe was out of control.
He's been a fugitive for a decade now.
Do you feel bad for the girls?
Did you imagine that one day you'd be sitting in a chair to talk about Girls Gone Wild?
I figured at some point I get a knock on the door.
Was that Joe Francis at the end? From Girls Gone Wild. Did you hear that? Play the very end again. So this is a docu-series. Girls Gone Wild is... basically, Joe Francis was a guy that like went around and like just videotaped girls showing their tatas at
like,
bars
would
and
go
stuff.
at spring break and stuff.
Spring break, yeah. Just with his own video camera or video people. And then put it on tape and he put it out there and made tens of millions, $100 million. Was that him at the end?
To talk about Girls Gone Wild?
I figured at some point I get a knock on the door.
I don't think that was him, was it?
I think that was him. Yeah.
Wow, what a weasel. But for those who don't remember, this Girls Gone Wild thing, this was when like the late night infomercials were like a big deal. Like all those late night call now, get these things. There was like the Faces of Death stuff, Girls Gone Wild, and I talk about this all the time.
Freedom Rock.
Freedom Rock. Kurt, please get into our folder for today. And if you have Freedom Rock available, play it because it's one of my favorite things of all time.
Hey, man, is that Freedom Rock? Yeah, man. Well, turn it up, man.
Hell yeah.
Well, turn it up. Love me some Freedom Rock and love me some Girls Gone. I've never actually watched a full-length tape of Girls Gone Wild. That wasn't a thing.
No.
I've never seen it.
Because around that same time, Skinamax was a thing. So if you had your option of like trying to rent this VHS of Girls Gone Wild or watching scrambled porn on Skinamax, sign me up for scrambled porn.
Sure.
The Emmanuel series.
The docu-series, by the way, Emmanuel. The Girls Gone Wild story, the untold story, begins on Peacock December 3rd, by the way, if you're interested in that.
Is this anything? If you hate waking up, here's a hack that's going viral from some self-described self-help guru, Mel Robbins.
Yeah.
She did it for 6 weeks and claims that it's life-changing for people who wake up with a sense of dread.
Today, I'm going to teach you this life-changing technique called slithering. The first step for me is you're going to think about just letting the weight of your emotion drop you out of bed. Now I am dripping down the side of the bed. I'm getting on the floor. And instead of fighting the heaviness, embrace it. I would just kind of start to move and I'm writhing around on the floor. And you're not going to stand up yet. Get on all fours and crawl across the floor to the bathroom.
This is something my 10-year-old did this morning. Nobody wants to get out of bed. Of course. Grow up, lady. You're 50 years old. I'm watching the video right now. She literally slithers out of bed like a little kid would do. I don't go to bed. And then she lays on the floor on her stomach, and then she just turns around and she's on her back and she's just like, it's I guess it works for her, but it's new age nonsense.
Right. And I don't know about you, but when it comes time for me to get up, I might not want to, but I'm not going through that mental checklist of that bull crap. When I wake up, I'm thinking, I have to pee. And then I go pee, and then once I'm up, I'm up.
And
Let's
then
go.
What if you lay there on the ground and wake up 2 hours later? You fall back asleep on the floor.
And I'm at the stage in my life where being on the ground hurts. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when I get on the ground, it's probably because I've fallen at this point. And being on the ground hurts. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
21-time nominated Grammy Award winner Dwight Yoakam. The Cosmic Roundup and Rodeo Tour. June 5th, Everwise Amphitheater at White River State Park. With special guest, the Mavericks. On sale Friday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Dwight Yoakam Live.
Hey, it's the Hammer and Nigel Show. We don't use anything other than American standard equipment when it comes to your HVAC. When it comes to your air conditioning, your furnace, there's a reason why I use American standard equipment, because they're the best in the business. And we love the local, independent American standard dealers right here in Central Indy.
Big Nige, how about Reinhardt Heating and Cooling in Danville? Danny Reinhardt started Reinhardt Heating and Cooling 38 years ago. They're one of the longest tenured American standard dealers in all of Central Indy. Danny's sons and daughter are among the well-trained experts that are also on staff at Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Reinhardt Heating and Cooling, hooking up Hendricks and the surrounding counties. Make sure that furnace is ready and good to go for when the cold weather moves in. Call Reinhardt in Danville, 317-745-4526. Reinhardt Heating and Cooling in Danville. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Hearing about online threats every day can be stressful. McAfee Total Protection is here to help you live a worry-free life online. What does worry-free mean? You won't have to wonder if that text message is a scam, if new threats will pop up on your PC, or if you're safe from identity theft. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get up to 79% off award-winning online protection. Act fast. This Black Friday Cyber Monday deal won't last. Offer ends 12/4/24. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
A true partner in your health dedicates time to understanding your needs. At CenterWell Senior Primary Care, doctors make one-on-one time with you a priority, so you can get all your questions answered and feel more confident in your health care. See how it feels to have a team of senior care experts working together to help you feel your best. CenterWell, it's about time. Schedule a tour today at meetcenterwell.com. That's meetcenterwell.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It might make driving a bit tricky if it hasn't already. It's still snowing a little bit according to your radar. Currently 32 degrees. That's where temperatures are going to stay the rest of your day. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:32. A winter weather advisory has been issued because of all this snow.
We issued the winter weather advisory to sort of give notification to people that there could be some travel problems. In this case, again, not widespread travel problems, but just enough potential for accumulation on some of the roads that would cause some slick spots.
Randy Bowers, a forecaster with the National Weather Service, says less traveled roads be slick, and blowing and drifting snow will make it hard to see, so make sure you got those wipers and headlights on. Police say there's been a meth trafficking conspiracy in Indianapolis and the surrounding areas over the last 9 months. IMPD Deputy Chief Kendale Adams says they've put a big dent in that.
We were able to serve 11 indictments or arrest, essentially, over 10 locations throughout Marion County and within the region.
He says they've arrested 10 of the 11 people they're trying to find, and that many of the deals involving meth have happened in parking lots, gas stations, apartments, and a few other places. Despite his presidency coming to an end in a few months, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says Joe Biden remains committed to supporting Ukraine.
The president in September, on September 29th to be more exact, he talked about surging continued assistance, security assistance to Ukraine. And so we're going to continue to do that, and that is going to make sure they're strengthening their capabilities, including air defense, and put Ukraine in the best possible position on the battlefield.
Biden is also encouraging encouraging Donald Trump to continue to support Ukraine once he's in office. $1.5 billion has been sent to communities all over the country from the Department of Agriculture in the last couple of years. $12 million of that recently went to Indiana. Jenny Moffitt with the department says the program helps farmers get the resources they need to sell the food to those who need it most.
As well as, of course, the consumers that are of food banks that are getting this locally grown food. They're getting great, delicious, healthy food that they may not have had before.
Moffitt says she's seeing the program make a big difference, especially in rural areas of the states. In a solid day in the market, the Dow in the green by 461 points, closing at 43,870. The Nasdaq up by 6 to 18,972. The S&P 500 up by 31, closing the day at 5,948. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:35.
Hey, holiday shoppers, got a no-brainer gift idea for you. It always fits. It's super useful, and best of all, it's just $50. Plus, you get 2 for the price of 1. I'm talking about a classic membership with AAA Hoosier Motor Club. AAA has bailed me out so many times. I've been broken down on the side of the road. I've had my car battery die on me. Flat tires. AAA is there getting me back on the road ASAP right now. You can get 2 memberships for the price of 1.
And that comes with roadside assistance, 24/7, 365. Get that peace of mind knowing your loved ones are safe out on the road. Plus, travel discounts, complimentary travel planning, and you can also get info on auto, home, life insurance. All you got to do is visit AAA.com/radio to get this deal. AAA.com/radio or stop by a local AAA office. 2 memberships for just $50. Give that gift right now.
With traffic at 4:36, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, we have a stall downtown. It's eastbound 70 of Meridian, Illinois, or just shy of the south split. It's in the middle of the interstate, blocking the center lane and causing stop traffic all the way back to Holt Road for a delay of 39 minutes. Westbound 70 coming out of downtown towards the west side. That's stop-and-go traffic, Meridian, Illinois, out to Belmont. Inbound 65, stop-and-go traffic before MLK to the north split for a delay of 16 minutes. Northbound 65, slow out of the north split up to 21st Street. North side, eastbound 465, jammed up before and after Keystone Avenue. Crash east side, German Church Road at 30th, and a crash in Beech Grove. That's Elmwood Avenue and Emerson Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Winter weather advisories remain in place until 10 p.m. tonight. Snow will continue through the evening hours, but then gradually wind down through the nighttime hours. Lows in the upper 20s, low 30s, with breezy winds still in place. I'm Wish TV Storm Track meteorologist Stephen Deanna from 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel, 93 WIBC.
You're a famous radio personality.
Famous. I'm not famous.
I'm Nigel Hammers here. Former House member from Florida, Matt Gaetz, who is picked to be Trump's Attorney General, rescinding that. He's stepping down, stepping away, like, no, I don't want the Attorney General gig, and by the way, I'm leaving Congress as well. All this are the allegations of a few years ago in trouble, sexual improprieties with a possible 17-year-old. Some documents were leaked. There's a web of payments out there. There's this House Ethics Committee going on. So he's just like, I'm a distraction. I'm out. This is from Charlie Kirk News. See, I don't know how official this Charlie Kirk News thing is, but it does say that Matt Gaetz reportedly didn't have the support from these 4 Republican senators. Take a wild guess. John Curtis, Utah. Who did John Curtis replace, I believe?
Old Mitt Romney.
That's right. Susan Collins of Maine, Murkowski, Alaska, old Cocaine Mitch of Kentucky.
Of course.
Rhino Republicans right there. But I think
we told you that would happen, though. Like, you can't take down a swamp monster Republican like he did and not expect the swamp to strike back.
Yeah, I think Murkowski, I think she confirmed it was voted for Mayorkas, the current Department Attorney General. And so there you go. That's just a quick update there for the Matt Gaetz scandal and the House Ethics Committee. Now that he's backed out of Congress, he's no longer a congressman anymore, a flame-throwing congressman that was able to kick Kevin McCarthy out of his speaker's seat,
right?
Or gather the votes to do so. That ethics report and all the shenanigans won't be made public, at least if it's not leaked, Hammer.
So what happens if he decides he wants that Senate seat that Marco Rubio was going to leave behind? Do we bring all this stuff back out?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's eligible for the ethics. Yeah, I mean, I think he's eligible for that investigation to continue. Maybe he gets us, maybe Matt Gaetz, maybe what he's angling for here or what happens, because Trump put out a glowing tweet about him. Hey, look, thanks to Matt Gaetz, he's a warrior. You know, he's backing out because he says he's a distraction. Thank you for your time. But maybe Gaetz is going to get somewhere in Trump's cabinet that doesn't require a confirmation.
Right. All I know is that whoever the next choice is for the AG spot, I want it to be a flamethrower.
Ted Cruz. If Trump wants a senator to become the AG, first of all, make sure you get him from a state that has a Republican governor that's going to replace the senator with somebody just as good.
Right.
And two, make sure he's a flamethrower.
Yeah, I'd be good
Cruz,
with Ted. I don't know if Ted is interested, but we'll see. But whoever it is, I hope it's somebody that burns the thing to the ground and just exposes all the corruption. I'm not saying just go after the libs, own the libs. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying expose all of the dirty politics behind the scenes. Bring it all out and burn it all down. The celebrity meltdown continuing here, Nige. Ellen DeGeneres and her wife, Portia de Rossi, they have actually put their money where their mouth is, and they've moved out of the United States.
Is it because of Trump?
Yes.
Yeah.
According to a report from the New York Post, the couple is most likely never to return to the United States on a permanent basis.
Bye.
Because Donald Trump was elected the president.
Well, there's a couple things here. Are we considering Ellen DeGeneres still like a celebrity? You said celebrity meltdown. I mean, she was canceled from show business. She had a toxic work environment. People hated her. Her work environment was awful, and she admits it, more or less admits it. Portia de Rossi, I've argued she's a bigger celebrity than Ellen. She was great. I think she was in Arrested Development. She was great in that series. And people don't realize this is the first time that I know of that quote-unquote celebrities threatening to move out of the country if Trump is elected actually keep their word. So good on Ellen for keeping her word, keeping her promises. And don't let the door hit you.
Maybe this is like a dance floor at a wedding. Nobody wants to be first, but once somebody gets out there and does it, then everybody else comes out, right? So maybe now that Ellen said, hey, I'm out of here, now maybe we can finally get De Niro out of here and Michael Cohen and all these folks that said they were going to leave. Now, do me a favor. Throw me that tinfoil hat that's right next to you.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Let me put this tinfoil
on.
hat on.
Oh, yeah, you got a big melon. You might want to loosen the...
But turn it around. There's been a lot of chatter over the years that Ellen's name pops up in a lot of these Diddy Party Epstein type of lists.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Ellen?
So maybe, just maybe, this is her excuse to try to run away from whatever may be coming out in the near future. Whether it's Diddy related, I don't know. Whether it's Epstein related, I don't know. All I'm saying is those rumors have been out there that Ellen may or may not be a part of that circuit. So
wow.
Now she's leaving the United States and she can blame it on Trump, but she's really running from the law.
Okay.
Tinfoil hat, baby. I'm wearing it with pride. Speaking of never Trump lunatics, Rosie O'Donnell. She has announced that she is boycotting MSNBC's morning show, Morning Joe, because... They went down to Florida.
Oh, no.
And they met with Donald Trump, and meeting with somebody is not anything Rosie O'Donnell wants a part of.
So Mika and Joe went down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring. It's the last time I ever watched Morning Joe. Period. End of statement. Unreal. Unreal. For months, you were telling us he's the worst thing that could happen to this country and democracy. And then you go kiss his ring. Despicable. Despicable you.
It's kind of the same thing we said. Honestly, they spent years calling him fascist, Hitler, dictator, and then they go down there and they're fakes.
Right.
What a bunch of disingenuous fakers. They just want access. That's all. Does anybody pay attention to Rosie O'Donnell, care what she thinks anymore?
In that soundbite, she says, end of statement. But then she keeps talking. I was like, oh, God, shut up. I was all excited. I thought we were going to have like a 3 to 4 second Rosie O'Donnell clip, end of statement. But then there was a more statement, and it sucks.
It's somebody that nobody remember. Literally, does anybody remember or know Rosie O'Donnell? Does anybody care about? And she's talking about somebody that nobody is watching on TV that nobody cares about.
Right.
The ratings were already plummeting. I'm talking about Morning Joe and Mika on MSNBC. And then after they met with Trump, they've gone down into the sewer.
Which I think it's time to remind everybody, since she's kind of an afterthought, about the awesome Rosie O'Donnell-Donald Trump rivalry over the years.
Great feud.
So let's go back a number of years ago. This was Rosie O'Donnell speaking at some anti-Donald Trump rally.
I would like to say to him, niet, sir, niet, niet, niet. We have seen your connections with Russia. The game is over. Niet.
She's a delight.
Wow, what a raving lunatic.
Okay, so to counter, you had the very first presidential debate that Donald Trump ever took part in. This was in 2016. Megyn Kelly was the moderator.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
Listen to that crowd.
I mean, Megyn Kelly kind of teed him up there. I don't think she really anticipated... There's no way she anticipated that.
No.
Right?
That debate ended her time at Fox.
She thought she had him. She thought she was going to tank his whole campaign. And she more or less got him elected.
Right. And look, I like Megyn Kelly. Her podcast now is fire. Yeah. It's really good. But that was not a good night for her. All right, let's go down another stair here. This is when Rosie O'Donnell said that Donald Trump was the worst thing that's ever happened in the history of this country.
You know, my hope is that we get to continue as a democracy in this country, that we get to have elected officials representing the people as our forefathers created. And what Donald Trump is doing is trying to become an authoritarian, a dictator, and he is the worst thing that ever happened to this nation.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, right. That's why almost 80 million people voted for him, right, Rosie?
Yeah. I mean, these people are just absolute, just nutbags. They are. So, again, Kurt, go into the folder, maybe not today's folder, but the overall Hammer and Nigel folder, and find the Trump Rosie O'Donnell or Trump Rosie tribute or something, because these two have had beef for a long time, even before he was like running for president. I can't remember what the feud was about, but
television and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like The Apprentice.
So Rosie was on The View back in the day, and she said something negative about Donald Trump. And then again, before the political career, Trump went on like Extra or Inside Edition and gave one of the great interviews of all time, which we turned into a musical tribute.
Well, Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, both inside and out. You take a look at her, she's a slob. She talks like a truck driver. We're all a little chubby, but Rosie's just worse than most of us. If I were running The View, I'd fire Rosie. I mean, I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. I'd say, Rosie, you're fired. Rosie is a very unattractive person. I'd like to take some money out of her fat ass pockets. I like to see bad people fail. Rosie failed. I'm happy about it. Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. Rosie's a person that's very lucky to have her girlfriend. And she better be careful or I'll send one of my friends over to pick up her girlfriend. Why would she stay with Rosie if she had another choice?
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, y'all, it's Mindy Winkler. Transitions Indy's FDA-approved laser treatments and PRP work. No more hair extensions damaging my hair. Thanks to Transitions, I have thicker, longer, beautiful hair again. And they've helped my husband Bob with his thinning hair. If your hair is thinning, don't wait. Call Transitions right now, 317-522-2991. And here's why. You can lose up to 50% of your hair before you even notice it. Will Sadler, Clinic Director of Transitions, can help you.
Transitions Indy has over 20 years of experience restoring hair. We will find the solutions that will work for you. Clients can see results in as little as 3 months.
Transitions has the latest technology for men and women. So go to transitionsindy.com or call 317-522-2991. That's 317-522-2991 for a free hair and scalp analysis and get 2 weeks of treatments free. Take it from me. Don't wait.
My wife and I are longtime customers and friends of Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. For the last 97 years, they've given Central Indiana the best mattresses at the best prices with free delivery and interest-free financing. So now through Monday, save up to $800 on Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, plus queen mattresses start at $399. It's the back-to-sleep sale going on now through Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Owned and operated by the same Hoosier family since 1927. And when everybody else is raising up their prices, they still have free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles of their store in Columbus. They take care of you guys. They take care of us here on the Hammer and Nigel Show. So if you need a couch, a love seat, a mattress, you name it, Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus is where you need to go. ThompsonFurniture.net. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
One of the real advantages that we have here at Hendricks is the scope of the services that we have to offer in orthopedics.
Whether they have a hip fracture or they're a high-functioning athlete, we're all working towards the same thing.
To have them be able to have an elective surgery safely and then go home also in a safe fashion is of utmost importance.
We very much want everyone to get back to doing everything that they were doing beforehand. We're really invested in it.
Unstoppable orthopedic care. Learn more at hendricks.org/ortho.
We know that around the holidays, things don't always go as planned. That's why Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles, the best warranty around. So make memories this season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Shop drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations. Every Hubler Q certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and includes a 128-point vehicle inspection, plus a free Carfax history report. Choose from over 2,000 Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes and models. Certified luxury, even the hard-to-find ones. No matter where your plans take you, spread cheer all season long, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
See Pierce Jewelers' breathtaking selection of lab-grown diamonds, refined to perfection and value. It's the new choice in diamonds. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
B's offering our Black Friday sale, 52% off, plus 10% manufacturer rebates and 18 months, no interest, no payments.
Matt Bear, we're getting into a key part of the afternoon drive. We got snow falling down. What's the latest?
Hammer, we have a lot of slow right now. The stall did clear downtown at eastbound 70 before the south split at Meridian, Illinois. Still jammed up back to Holt Road. And the lay time is at 11 minutes, so we've improved there. Looking to westbound 70, stop and go Meridian, Illinois out to Belmont. Inbound 65, stop and go traffic from MLK to the north split. That's a 14-minute delay. North side, eastbound 465, stop Stop and Go traffic, Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Don't miss the annual B Window Black Friday sale. Up to 52% off all products plus 10% of manufacturer's rebates and no payments, no interest for 20 months. Now proud to be employee owned. Visit BWindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right. Looking outside, we got snow 32 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. And coming up here in just a little bit, we'll have Rob Kendall off the rails at a different time. Normally, we have Rob at 5:33. But we've got IU basketball pregame beginning at 5:30. Hoosier basketball tip-off is at 6:30. So we're going to bump Rob up a little bit to 5:06. So if you want to hear him just lash out at the Westfield School District and talk about this little brewing feud we've got between Governor-elect Braun and the Senate pro temp leader here in Indiana, Rod Bray, Rob Kendall's coming up in just a little bit. Again, keeping our eye on the roads and the weather, Matt Bear will be in the WIBC Traffic Center. Follow him on Twitter at MattInTraffic. He will have the absolute latest. Again, it's a short show today, and we've got Rob Kendall off the rails coming up next.
This Christmas, as you're picking out gifts for loved ones, take a moment to think about the future gift you can give yourself. The gift of a secure retirement. Howard Bailey Financial is here to help you unwrap the possibilities of peace and confidence. With our free retirement toolkit, you'll get practical steps and insights to plan for the years ahead. From saving strategies to planning tips, this toolkit is like a financial compass for your future. And best of all, it's completely free to download. Don't wait until next year to start planning. Text GIFT to 888-262-1104. Download your free retirement toolkit and give yourself the gift of financial confidence this holiday season. That's GIFT to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Howard Bailey Security, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Your business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good?
Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break room, you good?
Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet, Security Edge, and Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Mobile Unlimited. Plus, for a limited time, find out how to get an $800 holiday bonus prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online to ComcastBusiness.com today. Ends 12/15/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, Security Edge, and Connection Pro. EcoBill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code YEAR to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hey, this is Malia. We often get asked when is the best time to buy, and the answer is today, not tomorrow. With rising utility costs, rising product costs, and missed opportunity costs, which you could be saving with a high-efficiency system. Give us a call today to schedule your free in-depth estimate, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Building
Building a home can be fun with Joiner Homes because they handle everything. Permits, schedules, their in-house architectural team and design studio where you choose everything is in one spot. So you're going to be able to focus on the fun stuff and not sweat the heavy stuff. Joiner Homes builds beautiful, unique homes that are character-rich, smart design homes that are affordable. Visit joinerhomes.com and be sure to check out their 5-star Google reviews. That's joinerhomes.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes, why most of central Indiana is under a winter weather advisory. John Herrick reports on a meth trafficking conspiracy in Indianapolis and how much filling up your Thanksgiving table with good food could cost you this year. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
The new U.S. Attorney General won't be the first choice. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Trump transition team getting back to the search process after the president-elect's pick, former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, withdraws, writing online that it's clear his confirmation was unfairly becoming a distraction.
This is rather remarkable because Matt Gaetz was just here on Capitol Hill. He met most of the day with J.D. Vance and other Republican senators, members of the Judiciary Committee. There were some, like Marsha Blackburn, who kind of signaled that they would probably support him, but we knew that there were deep-seated problems with this nomination.
Fox's Chad program on the Hill. Gaetz had faced a federal sex trafficking investigation, which ended with no charges, and a House ethics probe, which was fueling an ongoing debate about releasing that panel's report. The Biden administration is rejecting arrest warrants issued by the International Criminal Court for Israel's prime minister and former defense chief, accusing them of war crimes in Gaza.
We remain deeply concerned by the prosecutor's rush to seek arrest warrants and the troubling process errors that led to this decision.
White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre also says the ICC has no jurisdiction over the situation. The ICC also issuing a warrant for a top Hamas official who Israel says was killed in an airstrike. The NFL issuing a security warning after recent burglaries at football players' homes, urging athletes and staffers to install security systems and avoid posting images of valuables.
Officials believe the groups are using public records to find players' addresses, then tracking team schedules and social media accounts, waiting until they're out of town for games, stealing items including cash and jewelry.
Fox's Christian Goodwin, the FBI investigating. Meantime, in Wisconsin, investigators probing any possible connection between NFL and recent NBA home break-ins. Burglars hitting the home of a Bucks star this month and a Timberwolves player in September. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
A reminder to drive safe. 32 degrees still. Snowing in the circle. Radar showing that's going to continue. Temps tonight stay at freezing as well. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Winter weather advisory has been issued because of all the snow you're getting today.
We issue the winter weather advisory to sort of give notification to people that there could be some travel problems. In this case, again, not widespread travel problems, but just enough potential for accumulation on some of the roads that would cause some slick spots.
Randy Bowers with the National Weather Service. He says those back roads, they're less traveled, so they're probably going to be more slick. So be careful if you're driving on any of those. That winter weather advisory goes until 10 tonight. It's what police called a meth trafficking conspiracy in central Indiana. Here's John Herrick.
11 people have been federally indicted in this case. It's an investigation that IMPD Deputy Chief Kendall Adams says started to pick up steam this past February.
But it even goes back before then because it's an OSA designation from the federal government working with our HIDA, which is our high-intensity drug trafficking area.
And he says that gives them federal resources and money to allow them to break up drug trafficking organizations like the one they busted on Wednesday. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Department of Agriculture sent out some money to communities across the state to help people get some healthy food. Jenny Moffitt's with the department.
So we've already invested $1 billion through this program. And from that, over $12 million has gone to the state of Indiana.
She says if you want to find a food pantry near you to get some healthier food, dial 211. They'll help you out. And with Thanksgiving about a week away, you may be wondering just how much it's going to cost you. Indiana Farm Bureau recently conducted a survey to answer that question. Here's Sasha Nixon.
It was the organization's annual Market Basket Survey, for which
volunteers, members of each State Farm Bureau,
Go to the supermarket with a shopping list of items that you would have for a traditional Thanksgiving meal that would feed 10 people.
That's INFB Chief Economist Dr. Todd Davis. Items on shoppers' lists included turkey, stuffing, sweet potatoes, rolls, cranberries, and other classic items, putting a dinner for 10 at an average cost of $5.33 per person. Sasha Nixon, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
Indy, tired of using the fall to paint your house year after year? Then do what Deanna did. She called Rhino Shield.
I was noticing some cracks and the paint's faded. I was like, okay, I think I should get my house painted. So my neighbor had a Rhino Shield placard in the yard. And after they were finished, I was just, wow. With the warranty and everything, it just seemed silly not to go that route.
The ceramic coating of Rhino Shield is specifically formulated for our climate.
So the Rhino Shield crew came out. Nothing was damaged in the process. I was very happy. You couldn't even tell they were there. And the house looked so different. It just looked like a new home.
And right now, Indy, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price. Plus, there's more great news. Rhino Shield has partnered with Green Sky Financing to offer affordable monthly payments with 0% interest loans to qualified customers.
I think it increases the curb appeal of your home. Definitely worth it.
Here's Rhino Shield Shane Smith.
Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint. Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
With traffic on the 5s at 5:05, here's Matt Baer.
Yeah, Harrison, looking at eastbound 70 from the west side, stop-and-go traffic after Tibbs Avenue into the south split. That has a delay of 18 minutes right now. Westbound 70 stop-and-go out of the south split out to Belmont. Inbound 65 slow off MLK down to the north split, 18-minute delay. And northbound 65 stop-and-go traffic from the north split up to 21st Street. South side, eastbound 465 slow roll from 70 to the White River, and again from 31 to 65. East side southbound 465 stop and go traffic from 70 to Washington Street. And a crash Morris Street at Harding. Fire reported Lyndhurst Drive south of Mooresville Road on the west side. Watch out for that. And if it's snowing, please turn your headlights on. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Winter weather advisories remain in place until 10 p.m. tonight. Snow will continue through the evening hours, but then gradually wind down through the nighttime hours. Lows in the upper 20s, low 30s, and breezy winds still in place. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna from 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!"
And now, Hammer and Nigel go off the rails with Rob Kendall.
Noise pollution.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Joining us for a special edition of Off the Rails, it's Rob Kendall. Rob, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks, as always, to our segment sponsor, Garage Doors of Indianapolis.
In a little different day part here than usual, just because of IU basketball coming up at 5:30. Also keeping an eye on the weather and traffic, all the updates you need. Right now, Rob, I texted you, I texted Hammer, I texted Lieutenant Governor-elect Beckwith this morning. Great radio on the Kendall and Casey show.
Yes.
With Micah. I was so jealous. I was like, oh, I wish I was. I want to do that. I want to create great radio, which we do every day here.
You're number one.
We're number one.
You're
but
number one.
Man,
and we're like Spider-Man. You're number one. I'm number one.
I couldn't get out of the old family truckster this morning listening to you and Casey and Micah talk about what you guys were talking about going on with Westfield and the school system there. I encourage everybody to go back and listen to your guys' podcast.
So let's keep it here in the state of Indiana. Nigel and I talked about this the other day. Seems like we're getting ready for a little good old-fashioned showdown here between soon-to-be governor Mike Braun, governor-elect, and the Senate Pro Tem Rod Bray. So Braun is all in on reforming property taxes. I think this is something that you brought to the table via Micah, and now it's also with the governor-elect. But then you've got Rod Bray, who's been there for a while. He is the Senate Pro Tem, and he comes out this past week and says, well, paraphrasing, there's not going to be a big change. You might get a little something here and there, but we're not seeing big change happening this year.
Yeah, and we've said this for a while. Your legislators, for the most part, they hate you. The state reps, the senators, they hate you. And they know you're suffering. They know you're hurting. They know many people's property taxes have doubled or tripled. They're paying $1,000 in some cases more than they were paying 2 or 3 or 4 years ago. And they don't care. I mean, this tax committee just came out. It's a lot of the same just failed policies they put forward 2 years ago that they knew weren't going to work, and they want you to believe they're trying when they're not trying, because there's no way they're that stupid to not know how the tax system works that they're in charge of.
They keep acting like we're still looking at the reports. We're 2 years into the study. We need more time to study.
Sure. And Mike Braun has put forward a plan that actually fixes the issue. It resets the bills to 2021 levels, gets you out of the inflation. It caps the growth. It makes changes to these referendums. It's a plan. It's a very, very good plan. They don't want any part of that in the General Assembly because they don't want to stand up to the teachers. They don't want to stand up to the superintendent in Westfield. They don't want to stand up to the township trustees. They don't want to stand up to the city council members or the mayors. And so they're going to fight this tooth and nail. And this is where our audience is going to have to, your audience, our audience, Tony's audience, they're going to have to engage with daily phone calls, just like we did today with that superintendent in Westfield. You're going to have to shut voicemails down. You're going to have to email these people. You're going to have to show up at the State House, because these lawmakers are going to go kicking and screaming on this, and it's going to be a numbers game. You're going to have to overwhelm the system to get them to move on Braun's property tax plan.
So who's going to win? Like, you're a part of the Degenerates Next Door sports betting podcast, which we have a new one out now.
That's right.
But who you got?
Well, it's gonna come down to, can we overwhelm the system? We don't have a great track record of that in this state. Now, we did do it in 2008 and 2010, and if the people are mad enough, then they can get this done. These lawmakers always take the path of least resistance. The reason they keep giving money, record money, to public education, they know what it is. The angry red-shirted teachers show up. Are you willing to show up for your own home? Are you willing to show up and be loud? Don't do anything illegal. We're not calling for January 6th here, but be loud.
No profanity.
But we will have a plan of attack first of next year that's going to work based on what the Braun administration wants. They're working behind the scenes hard. And let's give Braun some credit. A lot of people said, oh, he's using you, Rob. Once he gets elected, he's going to drop that property tax plan like a bad habit. He has said multiple times. He said it just the other day when he stood up to Rod Bray. Property tax is the most important issue. I'm committed to seeing this thing through. We got to give him the help, though.
Going off the rails with Rob Kendall here on the Hammer and Nigel show. IU basketball at the bottom of the hour at 5:30. Real quick, I missed it. Did you get into the Brownsburg Hall of Fame?
Oh, Nigel, you and your drugs.
Okay. Oh, sorry. It was actually a serious question. I know you.
So every year, the Brownsburg Education Foundation, which is a wholly leftist group of, individuals, they let, it's usually like one person into the Hall of Fame. And
their class
Brownsburg
of Hall of Fame is only one?
It's like been the past several years, it's been one. Now, the COVID year, they had two, because I don't think they did one during COVID. And I don't think anybody alive knows Brownsburg better than me. Maybe there's a handful of people in town, but I know one person that's in that Hall of Fame. It's not like it's Gordon Hayward. It's not like it's Drew Storen or Mark Patrick or Chloe Diger. I'm like, who the hell are these people? I don't know who any of these people are.
There's Kenny. He owns the Speedway in Brownsburg.
So every year, as a bit on our show, we've been doing this, 5 or 6 years now, they do, to their credit, they send a rejection letter to every person who submits an application. So to make them send as many rejection letters as possible, we ask our listeners to flood their inbox with nominations for Rob Kendall to the Hall of Fame.
More flooding of the inbox.
Yeah.
I do my part. I vote for Rob Kendall every year, but then again, I also thought Pete Rose should have got in. So
well, it's a great.
You're the Pete Rose of Brownsburg.
So here's a great question. What will happen first? I will get reinstated from my lifetime ban of the Townie Chatterboard, or will I get into the Brownsburg High School Hall of Fame?
Townie Chatterboard.
Yeah, it's they're never going to let me in. But
neither is the right answer.
Yeah, I
right?
appreciate all you guys who sent the letters, and it's a great bit. And at least we can keep the bit going for another year on the show. It's one of my favorite things we do each year.
Special thanks to
Garage Doors of Indianapolis. You guys are the best. Let's go, IU!
That is Rob Kendall. He's off the rails. Matt Baer, he has a look at the roads.
Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic after Tibbs Avenue into the south split. Southbound 65 loaded from MLK to the north split. That is a delay of 16 minutes. Westbound 70 slow into the north split and up to 21st Street. On the south side, eastbound 465 stop and go before 70 to the White River and again from 31 over to I-65. Crash Morris Street at Harding Street and on the northwest side, northbound 465 stop and go traffic, 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Don't miss the annual B Window Black Friday sale. Up to 52% off all products plus 10% in manufacturer's rebates. And no payments, no interest for 20 months. Now proud to be employee owned. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
So looking out the window, we've got snow coming down. Circle looks good. Just wet. Doesn't look like anything is sticking too bad, but a lot of snow coming down between now and 7 o'clock. Just be careful. Get off your phone. Don't be an idiot. Use your turn signal. It's ridiculous. We have to remind people of these things. Right now, though, 32 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. And how about this? Caller number 9 at 239-9393. We'll give you 2 tickets to go see Dwight Yoakam at Everwise Amphitheater. June 6th of next year. Special guest, the Mavericks. Dwight Yoakam. How about that? 239-9393. Caller number 9. Good luck.
Galloway for a 3. Oh, he Renew. Throws it up and in and a foul. For a 3. Yes. And a Bacco.
Mike Goodson has an exciting roster of veterans, transfers, and freshmen. UNC Greensboro heads to Bloomington to take on IU tonight.
Throws it up. Got it!
John Herrick has the pregame at 5:30. Don Fisher with the tip at 6:30 on your home for IU basketball. 93 WIBC.
We know that around the holidays, things don't always go as planned. That's why Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles, the best warranty around. So make memories this season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Shop drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations. Every Hubler Q certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and includes a 128-point vehicle inspection, plus a free Carfax history report. Choose from over 2,000 Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes and models. Certified luxury, even the hard-to-find ones. No matter where your plans take you, spread cheer all season long, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Lovebirds, you're in for a treat. With your holiday proposal just around the corner, Shane Company is here to help you create your dream engagement ring. This is your moment. Let's make it magical. Through 4 generations as a family business, we've helped tons of couples find a beautiful engagement ring for a price that works with their budget. We've always sourced diamonds directly, cut out the middleman, and passed the savings on to you. At Shane Company, we have the widest selection of ring settings and center stones, in stock and ready to compare side by side. It's so easy. Choose a look that brings your vision to life. From classic styles to modern designs, we have them all. Then pick out a natural or lab-grown diamond, a sapphire in your favorite color, or a vibrant gemstone like ruby or amethyst. With our everyday competitive prices and free lifetime warranty, your forever after is safe with us. Visit shaneco.com and come see us in store. We've got your dream ring and fine jewelry gifts for everyone on your list. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been a local, family-owned and operated business for nearly 50 years and helps keep Central Indiana's economy strong by employing over 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis stands by their products and services while they share and embrace our conservative values. So when you have garage door problems, call them today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis, 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
You might not consider yourself a tech expert, but you can still protect yourself from online scammers with McAfee Total Protection. From fake delivery texts to bank alerts, scams are everywhere. That's where McAfee Total Protection steps in. McAfee will help keep your devices and identity safer and your private info private. Visit McAfee.com/online protection and get up to 79% off award-winning online protection. This Black Friday Cyber Monday deal won't last. Offer ends 12/4/24. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Don't wait until Gold Friday. Get your tickets today. Siaka hits the three. Pacers have the lead. Pacers pre-Gold Friday deals have tipped off. Out to Walker. He's hit a couple of threes. Count it again.
Pre-Gold Friday deals presented by KeyBank are underway with tickets as low as $5 when the Pacers meet the Wizards on Sunday, the Pelicans on Monday, and Trailblazers on Wednesday. Get your tickets at Pacers.com/Gold Friday. That's Pacers.com/Gold Friday.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
B's offering our Black Friday sale, 52% off, plus 10% manufacturer rebates and 18 months, no interest, no payments.
Everyone knows that soaking in Epsom salts can make you feel better. Now imagine soaking in Epsom salts in a Royal Spa hot tub.
Royal Spa.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's full-service jewelry store.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Hammer Ruoff Music Center up in Noblesville now going to charge for parking next concert season in 2025. Parking options start at $20 per vehicle. Are you okay with this?
I got to be honest, I'm surprised that it took this long. Listen, $20 is not a lot of money. So I know everybody's going to be like, I don't want to pay to park. I guess the $20 beers weren't enough. Listen, this is the way things are. Everything costs more money than what it used to. The groceries, flying, traveling, you name it, it's more expensive. Concerts, they're not immune to that. So I'm all right with this. It means if the venue needs to do that to keep functioning, I'm good with that. That's not a lot of money.
Am I wrong in saying, and somebody then can correct me on our X account at Hammer and Nigel, I thought parking was already rolled into the price of the ticket.
Well, it's kind of like the airline discussion, right? When you buy a ticket from Spirit or Frontier or Allegiant, you buy a ticket, but then you have to buy the seat too. You kind of think that should be all encompassing, right? But it's not. They will nickel and dime you. I get it.
I haven't been, I guess it's not really a problem I'm worried about. I haven't been since Sabbath played there in, 2015, 2016. I have not been to a concert up there for a while. My wife went last year. I think she went with her buddies. And Dave Matthews, I believe. And it was them, or maybe it was our boss that said he paid extra for premier parking, which is $65 extra.
Right.
Totally worth it, is what they said.
In and out,
In
right?
and out. And the traffic up there, I think it's gotten better over the years. They've rerouted people's, and I think it's gotten better, but it used to be just nuts back in the early 2000s.
There was one road there, one road out.
I was going like every weekend in the summer. It was kind of a nightmare. I was lucky to get, I had some nice access back there just doing what I did for a living, but it was still kind of a nightmare if you stayed for the whole show.
Right.
But now it's different. $65 for premier parking. VIP parking is $125. Limo parking is $200. So wait a minute. If you hire a limo, am I looking at this right? If you hire a limo to go see a concert at Ruoff Music Center, you have to pay an extra $200 for that limo to sit there? And
how many
wait for
spots does the limo take up? So does that take up like 3 spots or 4 spots? I don't know.
I have no idea. I mean, a limo's just like a car, except longer.
Right. But I'm saying that if it takes up those spaces, like, is that the equivalent of like 2 or 3 spaces? If you do the math, I don't know. But usually not a problem for me, Nigel. I don't usually roll into the limo to go up to Deer Creek.
What did we do? My wife and I, it was like on our maybe 4th or 5th wedding anniversary. Maybe it was our second or third anniversary. I rented like an old school, like really old timey car, like that you would see in the 30s or 40s, and had him take us to, I think, Tom Petty.
Oh, nice.
It
Nice.
was some weird thing I found online. So it was a classic style. Maybe it was like a classic Rolls Royce or something like that.
Okay.
Something like that, I remember.
When was the last time you've been in a limo? I remember mine.
Wow.
For me, about 10 years ago on Valentine's Day, our pal, the late, great Kevin, who used to be a sponsor of our podcast, we had a limo partnership on our podcast, picked up the coupon lady and I in the limo, took us to White Castle on Valentine's Day, and we had like the candlelight White Castle dinner and rode around for an hour in the limo.
It's very romantic there at the White Castle.
Damn right.
I do now I remember COVID, 4th of July, we rented a limo and had them put, because our kids, you know, like everybody else, canceled our spring break vacation that year, and we had a vacation for our anniversary that year. So we got the hell out of there once Florida opened. We got the hell right down there, and we rented a limo for cheap. And the guy was sitting down there, had big signs that said Connor and Harper.
Nice.
Of our kids' names, and they thought that was just awesome. That was the last time I was in a limo, and they took us to the Don Cesar down there in St. Pete.
Producer Kurt, when was the last time you were in a limo?
Start of this year. My best friend's wedding, bachelor party. We had a limo and we traveled around the city to, you're going to like this, we went to the lowest rated club in the city, and we finished at the best rated club.
So you climbed the ladder.
We climbed the ladder.
What do you mean lowest rated? Was that like on a Yelp or something like that?
From hearsay, from what people have told us, like, this one's not that great. And we got there at like 6, or the first.
So you treated going to strip clubs like you were the March Madness selection committee, and you had a ranking, and you went from 16 up to 1.
Yes, we did.
I got to be honest, that's well played.
Thank you.
That's impressive. Netflix subscribers have filed. Actually, let me correct that. A subscriber has filed a $50 million class action lawsuit regarding the Tyson Paul fight.
How much?
$50 million. It's class action. Breach of contract is what they're saying. Citing glitches, all the buffering issues, and problems with the live stream. I mean, by all, it was 108 million viewers. Huge success for Netflix. They're still calling it a huge success.
I'm glad they are, because the people that tried to watch Netflix would say the total opposite. Now, look, that doesn't mean you get to file a $50 million lawsuit that's totally frivolous against Netflix here. Yeah. You're never going to get this money. The judge is going to throw this out. But at the same time, I'm kind of over Netflix doing a victory lap here, right? The experience was awful. I'm not talking about the fights, right? I'm talking about the viewing experience.
Viewing Tyson's ass, his bare buttocks.
That's the only time it wasn't buffering is when I saw Mike Tyson's ass right in my face. And for some reason, I had Rosie Perez doing analysis here, which I have no idea why she was there.
Yeah, that was strange.
The Ring Girl, 2 thumbs up. Good suggestion on her. Sydney Thomas, I appreciate her efforts. But yeah, the whole streaming thing crashing out. You don't get to do a victory lap when the product sucks. I'm sorry. It's like the Jacksonville Jags coming out. We played a football game this weekend. Look how good we are. Well, you just gave up 50 to the Lions.
We got 2 minutes left before IU basketball. Where do you want to go? You want to go? We don't have time to do the top guy cry movies.
Let's hold off for that for tomorrow.
Real quick, booze news. I want to see if this sounds appetizing to you, Hammer.
Okay.
Because it sounds disgusting.
Set him up and I'll knock him back, Lloyd. 1 by 1.
We are going to read booze news because it's really fun.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Hammer and Nigel presents
Booze news, booze news.
All right.
Pizza Hut is selling pizza-flavored wine made with tomatoes instead of grapes. I mean, I like pizza, but it kind of sounds more like V8 tomato juice to me than wine. Red wine. It's red wine, obviously, but it's called tomato wine by Pizza Hut. And it's like an aromatic blend of fresh herbs, spices, sun-ripened tomato notes, hint of toasted oak. Or is it something that's going to be on the holiday wish list at the Hammer household?
That's a negative, Ghost Rider. That sounds awful. But here's the question I have. Let's say you are trying to be romantic with Miss Lindsay.
Yeah.
So you come home, and in one hand, it's Pizza Hut wine.
Yeah.
In the other hand, it's a box of wine that you bought at Walmart. Which one is more likely to get some action? Some love?
Box.
The box.
Oh, box, definitely. She'd gag at the Pizza Hut wine.
She wouldn't think, wow, what an out-of-the-box idea. I can't believe you found this.
She wants to stay in the box. Okay?
No comment. All right. Coming up next, we have got IU basketball. Don Fisher will be on the call. John Herrick will have the pregame starting at 5:30 and tip-off from Assembly Hall at 6:30 p.m. For Kurt Geralds, for Matt Bear, for Big Nige, for Harrison Silcox, I'm Jason Hammer. Thank you so much. Full show tomorrow. Beer Sample Friday tomorrow. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
They have knocked off the number one ranked team in the country. Unbelievable. Incredible. As the Hoosier Ball Club goes wild, they know they've won the national championship. Steve Walford just came down and batted Joe Hillman on the head. They are going to celebrate tonight in New Orleans.